This is Townsend Finance Committee. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:02. Roll call attendance, please.
Carol Hobbs is present.
Mary Jane Churchill, President.
Kathleen Swafford, present. You keep it.
Sam Grant.
Don Hayes
Howard Dester.
is being 5 members. Present, we have a quorum, so we are good to continue with the roll call. We know Jerry Bezikas is on vacation out of the area and unavailable, and Dave had forwarded an email that said he was not available for this evening, so excused absences. This meeting is being recorded for playback on the Townsend YouTube channel and also on the local TCAM channels 8 and 9 at various times. Is there anybody else recording the meeting?
No.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Just one? I don't have that up, so. Okay, at this point, item 4, additions or deletions. I have no further additions. I know I modified the agenda and posted and updated because we had a slight change to make sure there was another exemption. So item 2.1.2 has been added since the original posting was posted earlier today. Moving into the work session, the hiring freeze exemptions. Now I have them in reverse order, so we can see the requests that had come in on the second page of the handout today. And the second item on the list is actually the first on the agenda, right? Without a sequence. So we have been requested by the select board to recommend an exception to the hiring freeze for permanent town administrator for the search committee. So we would be replacing an interim town administrator, and after the search.
They wanted to recommend to allow the town administrator to be hired.
To post for, so in addition to just the simple request, we're supporting documentation for the posting and the quoting. So the request is to post for a permanent.
With the new language that they put in there?
I'm sorry?
Are they posting with their new languages that they put in?
Don, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm happy to answer any questions about this if anybody has them.
Okay, yeah, so I gotta read the details of the job posting. So in the job posting, that would be going out is the salary a range?
So, yep. So the job description there is pretty much essentially what it was previously. We just updated a few things, made it more efficient. Can you hear me, guys? Okay.
Great.
We're doing good. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Val.
And so not a lot of change in the job descriptions, just re-clarifying some stuff, and the select board approved that, and it's linked on the town website. The job vacancy is going to be posted with a range of 140 to 180 to start, and then we'll see where we go from there. And that's based on I just forwarded Don the presentation that I had done for you guys previously, so he can forward that around to you. That's based on an analysis of comparable towns and combined with geographical comparisons also.
What were the changes? I know I got it, but
Didn't they add the human resource duties to that?
Well, the human resources
They were already in
part of
there.
it before.
Yeah.
Were they?
Right.
So if I can, we gave a little bit of clarification because some of it was not entirely clear, just to kind of specify where some of those details would lie. It was that area actually had more detail added to it, if that makes any sense.
no. Can you tell us what they were? I mean, to be more specific.
Yeah, 1 second.
Changing stuff.
Is it on the
You
website?
can.
I thought
It's
it was
on the. It is on the Townsend website right now. Actually, if you go to the the town administrator page.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what What did you clarify?
Yep. 1 second. Let me just, so the beginning of the job description is essentially pretty much what it was before, just removed some repeat language. Financial management, we just made sure to specify a little more details on the long range financial planning part. Just brushed up the expenditure control. And then on personnel management, it's basically on the second page. I can just go through this. Personnel management. Number 1, administer and make recommendations on personnel policies and procedures to the board. Provide for regular performance reviews for town employees in coordination with department heads. Appoint, subject to recommendation and approval by the board, all town employees for whom no other method of appointment is specified in home charter or bylaws. Implement corrective action and/or discipline. Number 5, ensure effective onboarding and orientation of incoming employees, delegating such duties to administrative staff or department heads where appropriate. And number 6, conducts exit interviews with personnel leaving the employment of the town. If that's helpful.
Mhm.
Yes, very, thank you.
And sorry, in the meantime, and I know it's behind you, Mary Jane, I did go to the website and call it up.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry. So,
Oh, yeah, like I could say.
I was, yeah, well, I was trying to pull it up and.
That's okay. No, that's good. No,
That's very good to hear.
that was good that she explained
Yep.
what the change was.
Thank you.
Yeah. What, I don't like 180.
Well, it's a range.
No, I understand what it is. Yeah.
Well, what
But I
kind of,
mean,
maybe we find somebody accidentally, very accidentally, who is really capable and competent.
but I mean, do you think 180?
It seems,
I mean, we don't have good luck hiring these people. I mean, our track record's pretty bad.
because our
So
track
why
record
would
is
we-
pretty low.
And I don't think that's the only
But-
reason.
But I think the range is comparable to what I was able to see out on MMA.
I understand that, Don, and I looked at it too. I just think for our town and our size, I like to stick with the 170 rather than the 180. I mean, and where do we go from 180? You know, I mean,
Well, it, as the interim town administrator said, 2.5%. Because that,
well, okay,
it's kind of like, so as you sign a contract with the next town administrator, we have to,
well, I think we have to keep that in mind because the 4% to 2%, the,
Right. Mhm. Right.
union wages going up, the automatic.
If I can, so I'm speaking for myself here and not the entire select board in this circumstance, but based on conversations we've had, the increases per year would be the 2.5% based on tax levy. That's our intention.
So 4,500
So,
for next
yeah,
year.
180.
If you get that.
Well, you know that's what's gonna be. Why would anybody take the job for less if they thought they could make 180?
Can I explain the range a little bit? So if you can imagine a world in which you get a very seasoned town administrator or someone who has a lot of executive and administrative experience versus someone who, if we don't get anybody like that and we have someone who is less experienced or no experience at all, that would be that range. Now, obviously the select board would have to negotiate and the screening committee would have to pass those individuals along if we felt they could fit into the role. But that's the reason for that range. It depends on the quality and the experience of a candidate that we get.
I understand that. So I asked a question at the meeting that we had, that was joint with the Board of Selectmen. How many candidates do you have at the 125 when we hired Nelson? And it was told that we had 22 plus a great one that came in late that we didn't hire.
So if I can give a little background on that, I think you have to realize when you get 22 that some of those candidates were immediately removed. You can't have, a remote town administrator working from Kansas or someone who applied that doesn't have, any experience in organizing and leadership. So there's going to be a certain amount that we're going to get a large number of candidates that don't even make that first cut past the screening committee. So instead of looking at it as a total number of candidates, I'd like to look at it as the number qualified candidates that we can put forward to the select board.
Well,
And-
none of them were qualified at that very meeting.
I think it was none.
Well, we're with the cat dragon. Sugar.
Fully 12.
Okay, this is just my opinion. I think 180
Next
is
time,
too
bring
high
case again.
for a town at this time. Given our dire straits financially, I think that's, I mean, you
So,
know, if we get somebody and they turn out to be fabulous.
Yeah.
Let's count our blessings and give them the perks, but
see, and that's the
I don't
thing,
think
it's
that-
kind of like, the perks were taken out as far as the cell phone, the car allowance, those things. So it was kind of like it was moving it and bundling it up all in a salary, in a salary.
Well, that's not a good idea to
no,
do
not
that
at
though,
all.
either, because
So
People make-
if I can, that'll all be part of contract negotiations. We have that number up to in the budget, right? And anything else would have to come out of that select board budget somehow. We're going to have to negotiate that in those negotiations with qualified candidates. So that's just our intention at this moment in time. How it plays out in the end is part of those negotiations with individuals whom we offered a job to.
Yeah, you know what you're saying?
yeah, I understand that, but if you bundle everything into a salary, it's not good because the raises come off of the salary, not off of any car allowance
Right.
and that type of stuff. Plus,
Yeah, so it wouldn't necessarily be if you look at
Point of order. Can Kathy please finish? Okay, never mind.
I think if I were to continue, I think you were trying to separate the salary and the raise from the salary versus the expense items that
Right.
for car
Right.
allowance, which.
right, any of the perks, so to speak.
Right.
I just think it's better that way. We had another department head that when he negotiated his contract, everything rolled over into a salary, and I don't think that's a good thing to do.
I agree, 100%.
I agree. Sounds reasonable.
So we're supposed to recommend, I make a motion, we don't recommend the range 140 to 180.
Is that what we're here to do, though?
Yep.
Well, it's, I think.
So can we make a recommendation?
I think we can make the recommendation
Okay.
that, that we go with the posting now. I not to influence and give my opinion, I was thinking
Are you giving
175.
your opinion?
It's kind of like, my thought was the 175. It's kind of like.
Yeah, I like 170, 175. I think 180 is too big of a jump, from 125 to 180.
It is a big jump, but.
That's assuming we're gonna get Superman.
Right, and that's the piece, but if we don't, and we make an offer and it's 140, then there's
What if we
room
get,
in the.
Well, I understand you have to have that range.
Right.
You have to go the high range to budget
the
for.
budget for it. It's kind of like,
Um,
so those are the pieces. So I wanted, my thought was not to go to what the total in the budget was, to go a little lower, so there was some room, and if there was
What is the
negotiation.
value of the perks to start with?
well, the
Well,
what are the-
And generally, they have dropped in depending on where you are. And again, if we go back prior to,
To go back 5 years, it's.
go back 5 years and look at the salary that it was then, we were 135. It's kind of like if we had continued on that trajectory, we're already well above the 140. It's kind of like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
because we had made offers to less experienced and people with no real town administrator experience,
And Eric Slagle didn't have it?
he did not. He managed the, assessing and zoning in Lowell. So he was in the assessing. and
With his law degree in municipal law?
He-
Is that his?
He started in the city solicitor's office.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he had quite a bit of experience around,
Yeah,
but he had only done a budget within the one department or one group of departments.
he had budget experience.
He
And he
had a
had,
little,
and he had legal experience and he had municipal experience.
right. And
So
it's-
that's pretty experience.
Yeah, that is.
Coming from,
I'm like Lowell.
oh yeah, Lowell big
I
city,
mean,
yeah.
Lowell's one little department is bigger than that whole town.
And it could be, but those are the pieces. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, he was not an executive. He ran his departments, but he didn't run an overall city. So, those are the pieces. It's kind of like, and so when you make the decisions and you hire, we probably took the salary and it was reduced. When you had somebody that came from assistant director of a DPW, it went even lower. It's kind of like, and you're hoping that the person is going to step up and do the job. It's kind of like, and so I think what we're looking at here is that we're looking to get true town administrator,
Yeah, but
experience coming
So-
in, and I don't think you'll get it for, the numbers that we're at today.
you know what, I
Or-
just can't believe that,
Sorry.
the world is so topsy-turvy, people don't have jobs, people are leaving left and right for municipalities, I mean, like 3 people just left, like
Mhm.
Boxborough and somewhere else, I don't know, I don't think money is the only answer, and I don't think dangling the carrot big is gonna get us the best person, I really don't. Just my opinion. I think 180 for our town is too high. What, we don't have enough money, that's $50,000 more, well, I don't know, wait, what is it, 180?
It's
50.
$50,000 plus or minus
Yeah,
more than what we have now, in a budget that we're squeezing, and that we need other things as well.
Right, and again, I look at it, and this is the first step on it happening. I think if we look at the other departments as we go down and look at the pay rates that we have in there, if we were to lose the person and then need to fill it with either a new person coming in, whether it's hired or whether it's a vote or where we are, those, or go out to bid for a job, those rates are gonna be much higher than they are in the budget today. So ultimately, we do have a big budget problem. Town administrator is only one of the many places where we could have issues. If we had to, and we look at it, we're doing it a little bit with the accountant. With this year, there was a salary that was somewhere near 70,000 with benefits and a $40,000 contract. So that was the total compensation. But when we posted the job, we weren't getting candidates in that were ready to take the job, had the qualifications, had the certifications. So that's, I understand that the 180 sounds high, but when you look at what we're trying to draw, it does need to have that, and we have to count on the select board during the negotiation process to try to keep it.
Well, now, there's a whole different issue.
Well, that's-
Because they chose the last group of them, and that didn't work out so well. So,
are we more comfortable with going like a higher 170?
I think 170 is way better than 180. I mean, it's not that good, it's only 10,000 difference, but
But it saves us
10 is 10.
That could be used
Exactly.
somewhere else.
Exactly. That's my point. If we were flush and everything was great, we had a lot of money, yeah, maybe
Mhm.
180. I mean, but I think 180 is high across the board for the state. I think 155 to 175 is more
Right.
in line. Or 145,
Mhm.
probably 135 to 175 is more in line. I think 180 is high
Isn't it?
for us.
Yeah,
It's, like, I would like to have a Mercedes, sure, but I'm driving a Honda.
Mhm.
So sometimes you have to make a concession.
Right.
And we're not making a lot of money. I mean, where are we gonna get the 50,000?
Well, that 50,000 is in the budget that was prepared by the interim town
Oh, they kept
administrator.
it at 180?
It was in the budget presented to us at 180. And,
Well,
it's there to cover it.
they're gonna do whatever they want, so it doesn't matter, but I make a recommendation, we don't go 180. I say the range between 140, what's the
140 to
140 to
170,
170, 172.
somewhere along there.
Yeah, I just think 180 is too high. And I am also in firm disagreement that dangling a big carrot gets you the best candidate. I just don't think that that's necessarily true. I think you're gonna get the best sales pitch from the candidate.
It-
But I mean, how many times have we interviewed people? Well, I don't know, but I have. And I think, wow, this is the greatest person. It turns out to be the stud of the century.
Right.
So,
So the vetting, the vetting and the review of the
Yeah.
interview process is.
Have you shared what would get you the best candidate, in your opinion, with the search committee?
no, I'm not on the search committee.
But there was an open public forum, and they're also still taking comments online for feedback that they're looking for to help identify the characteristics that would bring the best character.
I'm not saying that I know better than them. What I'm saying is that I know that there'll be a sales pitch, and I don't think necessarily that the highest number is gonna get us the best candidate.
It doesn't necessarily, but that's where the reviews and interviews are supposed to try to weed those out.
I understand,
So,
but when we look back at the candidate, that track record, it's not great. Starting
It
from
is.
where, yeah,
it is not.
yeah, exactly. Let's be truthful, because it has not been great.
Well, it hasn't been great, and that goes way back to like 2004. From what I understand, we had a really good town administrator. He asked for $5,000 raise. He was right out of college, $5,000 raise. They said no. They hired a guy who did not have any experience, making $5,000 more.
Mhm.
And it's happened a couple of times, I believe. So, and at least the one that they did hire was very good budget-wise. He's a financial director. So he's very good budget.
And there's also retired town administrators, retired people that would come.
That might come in for
They
it.
might come back.
Yeah, there's a
You know,
there's a series
Like
of.
the chief of police, for example,
Yeah.
in town. He's
Yeah.
retired
From-
from New Hampshire, and he came back and took and his salary is pretty reasonable.
His contract's up for negotiation.
His contract is up. It's kind of,
Yeah.
so, okay, so let's,
I know you don't like it, but that's how I feel. That's the most I wanna make.
You do have a hand up too, John.
thank you. I share, I feel my whole screen, I'm sorry, thank you for checking. Okay, sorry, I didn't, we have two hands up, I didn't see who's first, we'll do it alphabetical order. Cindy, you wanna,
Actually, I'm gonna defer to Val because she did have her hand up first.
okay, thank you, it's kind of like,
What was it?
She outranks me too.
Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate it. And I didn't mean to interrupt earlier. It's hard to unzoom for me to see. I couldn't see Kathy talking and hearing everything.
Yes. So
just for the point of reference, I do recommend anybody who wants to give a public comment to the TA screening committee to do so. That 140 to 180 came with a good amount, many hours of research, not lightly at all. I'll give the example, probably the most prudent one right now, which is West Boylston. I think there's so many in my head right now, who has had 3 interim TAs in the past year, so that's past calendar year. And they have a 140 to 180 range. And when I talk to their interim TA right now, they're expecting to hire at the highest end of that range. And that's where they're probably going to settle. So that was the basis for that range. There's the other comparable that was lower, 167. Rutland was only 4-day week town hall. So there are, other options for that type of position. But at this point in time, I'm going to stick with that 140 to 180 as my recommendation based on the research I did. And I did send that PowerPoint to Dawn. And I'd encourage you all to look at it and just look at those comparables in their salary ranges. And then we do have to take into comparison geography because we don't want someone who lives, 2 hours away to make that commute. And if they can jump to a neighboring town for a pretty significant increase, that we need to just take that into consideration. But I'll let you guys deliberate because I have to go because it's my Tuesday off this week. So
Okay.
thanks a lot, everybody.
Okay, thanks, Val.
And
Happy Tuesday.
yeah, to comment on what Valerie said about Boylston, West Boylston, they've been looking for over a year. My guess is there's other factors involved in that town that we don't know about. It's pushing it up. You know, it's like
Well-
comparing apples to apples. We don't have all the details.
Right. And, yeah. And
Town of Berlin, which is only 3,400 people, their high number is 175.
What's their average income?
Berlin, I don't know.
Wow.
But Berlin's a part of a 5-district school system.
Mm.
It's probably, when you're that town, that size, and just to see the market, and having done this search a few times in my own town, took us a while to find somebody that was of any remarkable capability. And it was money. And he drives 45 minutes every day to get to our town hall, and we pay him $10,000 in mileage on top of his number already. And he's almost at 190 in Dunstable.
I would say average income in Dunstable. It's higher than Townsend, isn't it?
It is, but
Yeah.
But
you guys are 3 times the size, you have 3
I was
times as
gonna
many
say, that's
taxpayers.
it's.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I'm
those
talking
are
about-
a richer part of town.
People who are paying.
I'm not,
Well,
they're all there, these are part of the variables.
There's also
Yeah.
only one union in Dunstable, and there's 5.
400 here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just adds to complexities of the
Yeah.
villages. So, important to be mindful of that.
Okay, Cindy.
Yes, thank you. I want to refer back to your agenda, and I think unless I'm misunderstanding something, I believe the select board asked the FinCom to approve a waiver to the hiring freeze, and they weren't asking for an approval on the job posting. I think that they just want to be able to hire somebody because everybody did this hiring freeze, and knowing that there's a town administrator position and Kieran's only holding down the fort as an interim until someone else can be hired. But then they implemented the hiring freeze, and now they need a waiver to it, so that Kieran can either apply for the job or move on with his life, and we can hire an experienced town administrator from elsewhere. That's number one. Number two, I have to say I've done my own research on this, and after living in this town for over 40 years and really kind of knowing the work product of the town administrators that have been here, that and knowing what's going on out there in the world in other communities, I'm kind of concerned that is 180 enough? And I think 180 is probably fine, but I mean, in the actual hiring, I mean, it would be up to the selection committee to determine the level of experience that is the minimum standard that they would want to hire. But we're hurting. We haven't had a real experienced town administrator in years. Everybody's been a fill-in, and just, some people have a variety of experience in municipal government, but nobody has come in here for years that has been a town administrator before. And based on all the problems that we're having, mostly financial, but other issues that I think you're all aware of, that having a seasoned, experienced town administrator is critical to many of the problems that we're having. And rather than have somebody that doesn't, oh, that's a new one on me, I got to look for solutions. I got to check with everybody to find out what I should be doing. No, we needed a town administrator that has seen this before and really knows how to do things. I think Kieran is, an expert in some areas, even Nelson had his strengths, but it was DPW, not, town administration. I mean, nothing ill will towards Nelson, but his experience was not town administration. But we need somebody that the select board doesn't have to worry from day to day, and the FinCom, you don't have to worry. And as a citizen, I don't have to worry. That I want the town administrator to be able to handle problems, not, without having to scratch his head and say, oh my gosh, what do I do? They need to actually know what the regulatory guidance is and know exactly where to look things up. And having, maybe seen these things before, and some of the problems that we have might be nothing to them. But we have to pay for it. We can't afford to get somebody that's just moving up from another position, in municipal government or coming out of private industry. We need somebody who's been a town administrator in the past, and that salary range has got to be the executive level. And I think it's about 170, 180, and I can't, I fear for if the selection committee determined that they're going to hire lower, I'd be worried about who they hired. But I just think that the executive level search for this position is much higher. But I mean, I just, based on your agenda, I hope that you guys just support them getting an exception to the hiring freeze. And if you're having a budget conversation is a whole different conversation and maybe could be had at the selection committee's meetings, which Valerie just invited everybody to. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, then. I rescind my motion.
Did you make a motion?
I did, but nobody seconded, so thank God.
Oh, that was a motion.
Before 170, yeah.
Okay.
So it's rescinded.
I'm lucky to hear you.
Table.
Okay.
So you're dealing with the hiring freeze.
We're dealing with the hiring freeze and we can make.
Why do we have a hiring freeze?
Following.
It's like, you had exemptions, like.
I know.
What the heck?
Well, it's,
You know, what a joke.
I mean, for this one, I get it. I
right,
mean, it's nice to have a town administrator.
it is.
Um, For other things, maybe not so much.
Right.
It should just.
And those, right,
So-
those are the pieces, but we've been,
You need one cook to know how to make it, put all the pieces together.
All right, so that's it.
So
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the posting for the Board of Selectmen to post for a permanent town administrator. Is that?
That's like I do.
Approve the exception to post.
Yes, thank you.
Say that again.
Approve the exception.
Section to post for a permanent town administrator.
okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Karen. Any further discussion? On being heard, we can do voice vote since we're all in person. A vote in the affirmative is to vote for the exemption to the hiring freeze. All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
All opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. And as mentioned, if we want input, there's 4 different places.
Got it.
There we go. Okay. Next on the agenda is the exemption for water department summer interns. In the top of that piece, they're looking to rehire 3 interns that have been there before and hire a single new intern. So that this exemption to the hiring is for a total of 4 people, 3 of which
are there compensations for these people out of the water department themselves?
they are. Yep.
So they have nothing to do with the town budget? Except for a couple of little overlays having to do with paperwork.
Which they take care of by
Yeah.
doing the transfer.
Right.
The annual transfer. So
So-
yes, it's very similar to what we voted for.
Where do they get paid from?
They get paid from water receipts.
They're
Like, for the
interns.
water-
They're paid interns?
They're paid interns, yes.
Well, I
Oh,
think that
they
if
will-
it takes money,
They
then.
will be doing work, but they're paid from the water enterprise fund,
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
increasing the rates, because why?
5%.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
chemical, I think you'll see the chemistry, the chemicals are getting very expensive.
Everything's getting very expensive.
No, I say no.
I kind of agree with you, Mary Jane, that if it's taking money, I mean, this is the water taker's money.
Exactly. Exactly, which is a smaller pool
Right.
of taxpayers. Which, yeah, no.
Cause I thought the intern started out with a grant, wasn't it a grant that they were paid for at the very beginning?
Maybe at the very beginning, but I know the last few years they've been paid from the enterprise. The only thing I was gonna say, I know, looking at it, I don't know every job they're gonna do, but I know a couple years ago, if anybody has noticed around town, all the fire hydrants with the different colors, the blue posts with the different colors, the green and the yellow, the interns went out and did that work, so we weren't paying the full-time staff to do it, so they're coming in. This is a place that if somebody moves out of the water department, they've got experience with them, and they're introduced into the water treatment.
I think that's a very good thing. And I also think that it's when you can, you should.
Mm.
I don't know, the 5% raise, which I oppose vehemently.
Can I say something with this?
I'm sorry, I didn't see
I
you
guess
on
I'm
stage.
not gonna finish, thanks.
Okay, let,
No, let him go, let him go.
So the interns are paid all together $10,000 a year. It's been the same 10,000 for 6 years. There hasn't been a change, and one of them is only for 1 day. So, and each one's limited not to the whole week, only a couple days a week. And it gets them experience. It gets them building the resume. They actually learn how to do the treatment plant. So this is not something that is expensive item, and it hasn't gone up for 6 years. It's been the same amount of money.
It has nothing
this
to do
is
with the rate.
the first time we've seen it because it's an exception to the hiring freeze. I will ask, because we had this with the recreation department on the reappointments that are in here, which is the rehires. Is anybody on the list there more than 2 years or more?
Yes, whoever was looking.
On the three, Dave, do you know? Because there's different requirements when they're been rehired. I would assume that they're considered permanent part-time.
For us,
Yeah,
these are three. These are all high school kids in town. They're all they're all high school, and
Yeah.
we work with high school to put up. What I have no idea what the recreation department does, but they pay a lot more. Their staff is much bigger.
Yeah, no. It's not that. It's the fact that people are considered. It's their employment status. When I say permanent part-time, that would be the employment status assigned to these people. But when it's permanent part-time and it's more than 2 years, there's requirements that they get registered with the state. That's all.
Right.
So that's why the question about is anybody gone beyond the 2 years on the list? On the reappointments. And again, that's something you can follow up with, but that's.
We don't know the answer to that. Does that matter?
Does it matter for this?
Well, I guess the other thing is if somebody takes another job, or is it going to be that for these specific people, or is the request for a total of similar to what we did with recreation for a total of 4?
Oh, right, I see
But
what
it-
you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So was this already posted? And when was it posted? Okay.
Well, no, okay, so the question to David is, was it posted, or did you just reach out to the schools based on past history?
This is posted.
When was it posted?
It was posted at the out on the board, and it was posted at the high school
Yeah, when?
about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Cause see, you're comparing this to recreation, and I think it's a total different pool of money, because recreation has a revolving account.
Mhm.
The people who use recreation are the people who are paying those kids.
Yep.
Versus the water takers are paying for this.
Is that right? Marco?
I don't think so, because
They're water takers.
what are my services from this?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying, where if I have a child that goes to summer rec, I'm paying them
Oh,
for a
yeah.
service.
Okay, so
So I
you're,
think it's a little different.
oh, I see what you mean. Oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So you're saying that this is superfluous, kind of, that we really
Well,
don't need it for our service?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
So it's really like a social justice for the schools to help the kids.
And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I
I'm
don't
not saying
either,
that's a
no.
bad thing, but, you know, money's money right now.
If
And
they've been doing the same $10,000 for 6 or more years, it appears to me to have nothing to do with any raises in the water rate.
Yeah.
That the water rate raises have to do with
Do
you
we
said,
know
the
that, do we
chemicals.
know that's true? I mean, do we know that's?
No, we don't know that's true, but we've accepted it at every town meeting for the last more than 6 years.
Oh, you mean
Right.
to,
So in other words, this come in, the rebate from them to cover the paperwork that the town does for them, and all is, you know, all worked out.
where are these we gonna get? These exemptions, whatever they are.
Well, for what says I can see, this is only the second one, and this is only, these are both this and the last one with the rec, has everything to do with these temporary people that are getting hired to be paid out of money that's not have anything to do with the budget. In other words, the budget doesn't go up or down if you hire these 2 people or not hire these 2 people.
Oh, I get you.
Right. Yeah, so that,
So it doesn't affect the budget.
It does not affect the budget.
And then, didn't you make that motion
What motion?
about affecting the budget? We didn't want it.
we did make it, but, or we discussed it and it was,
I don't think
so,
so.
yeah. it
So
was not
we're talking about the
accepted.
same thing we already talked about.
Yeah.
We really are, because,
Yeah.
you know, this money is
Not,
there in the
it's not
budget.
affecting the budget in any way.
It's not
shape, or
affecting,
Does that, excuse me, water does have indirect costs to the town, and they contribute a certain portion of their budget
Right.
to the town via indirect costs. So in this sense, because it's an exemption, there are still indirect costs that I think the FinCom has the opportunity to deliberate on, as Kathy was bringing up a point and Don's bringing up a point, in terms of whether you want to be supportive of an exemption that does have indirect costs to the town.
Quite frankly, they give
indirect
money
cost
back to the
should be-
town
should
at
be
the
calculated
end of
as
each
part of
year
that transfer.
to cover all the paperwork and the stuff that the town does
Yeah,
on their behalf.
That's an indirect cost.
Okay, fine. So we're still being paid by the water department, so therefore the water department is wholly contained, including buying services from the town.
$10,000 is not gonna be,
But if
it's not gonna raise your water rates.
Or decrease it.
they're, an indirect cost is
Or
defined
decrease
as
your water rates.
they're absorbing services from the payroll from.
Right.
So they're adding to their burden on the town by
Right.
adding people here, because it's gonna put a burden on payroll.
And then,
But you get to decide if you want to approve that cost as an indirect cost.
yeah, but theoretically, that indirect cost increases by these 4 people, 5 people, whatever.
It may. It depends what their portion of their changes are within the
Right,
indirect
but
costs.
that, or also
We need more
industry
information.
didn't have
We need that
the
information.
same kind of role on those indirect, you know, when they recapitulate them at the end of the year.
People that's going to
It
payroll,
would
but
be
they don't have
important,
benefits,
the
right?
Okay.
point of FinCom is to evaluate
How
the
much
cost.
is
Yeah.
it?
So that's
Well,
what
I'm
you're
saying, from my opinion, that's why I'm asking you to get my head straight, not yours. I could have fixed that if I needed to. Every increased
I just feel. really
cost on the town payroll,
It's not one.
it's not 1 for 1? Well, I'm not going.
I mean, there's a good argument for
But
every.
whatever left over is not gonna break the budget, we've already broken
We're
it.
getting all these sales pitches.
Um,
And now we're just getting.
still, these people are necessary to train the next generation on how to make water.
Exceptions came, yeah,
Making water is not easy.
to the initial
Your story.
meeting.
But they were supposed to, because Karen said that he wanted them before the certain date, and it was ignored, and so now we're sitting here doing this. This is another issue, that, you know, the rules. Did you not say that, Karen?
Say it.
That
There were 3 requests that came in at the time. It was highway, the
Police,
and
Recreation.
recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Those were all in at the appropriate time.
Correct. It's, because you asked for, you had a deadline, and so this is a this,
This is probably the first one outside the deadline. They're kind of,
the first one we're gonna get,
Well, didn't we get the van driver or was that?
oh yeah,
the van driver, yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that guy quit after
Yeah,
the issue, so.
Right.
Ugh. Well, he doesn't need 4, he can just use 3. His reappointments, so, how does that return for 2 years affect?
The return, if somebody's more than 2 years, they're supposed to be registered with the state because they think the idea is that if you're paying somebody part-time and they're permanent part-time, you're trying to hide and get away from the benefits and things. It's kind of like, and so
But
they
even though
need
they-
to-
Even though the kids, even though
they're,
even though they're kids.
even though
Yeah.
and they
they
work
work
like,
like the intern,
and they work like 1 day a week or 2 days a week, 3 months, that seems.
It seems weird, but that was.
well, then
was
it's a
explained
state
to me.
we're really talking about, aren't we?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was explained to me that we have to be, if we are to keep current with, the requirements, with the state, that we should be looking, that's one thing we should be looking at.
so how long has Anna Bowen, Lucas Kasajian, and Connor Tassini been working for the water department?
Okay, so that,
This would be their second year.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that's not that problem.
Yep.
Alright.
so they're within
Alright.
the window. And again, that's not necessarily for us, but that's just a double check with the department head that we're following labor practices.
Well, that's a good idea. To follow the labor practices.
Once we know what they are, kind of like in the brush where it's kind of like,
Alright, so,
we did.
I'm just like, not hard.
Move on.
Okay,
You
okay.
guys, so gotta do something, yes.
Next,
No, we have to do something with this, right?
Yes,
that's what I meant.
Do we have a
by
motion?
that's all.
Um,
I'm not
Move it,
making-
move it, move it.
I'm not making a motion.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Well, you have to write it.
That's right, it's so.
right,
So there's 2 motions.
There's 2 motions?
Yeah, there's one to hire a new person and there's one to return 3 old people.
well, it's rehire, so again, I think this harkens with recreation, I understand the names are here, but if one of them decides not to accept and start, should we just do it as?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't put the names there, just, you're
Right.
right, just in
Yeah,
case
position.
somebody.
Yeah,
3
so-
rehires and 1 newie.
Well,
Because they really need 4 people?
They know,
So just so you know, they're gonna be painting the tank this year. And that usually painting the tank is about $50,000. And, when you hire it out, and we're gonna have the kids do it. So it's gonna save the water department about $30,000.
yeah, that's understandable, like, just as soon as you say hire out.
What tank are they painting?
Highland Tank.
Highland Street.
Highland Street.
Oh,
Yeah, there's one in front of us.
oh, this one up in the hill.
Yeah.
Join the Navy.
All right, let's see.
Alright.
Hang over the edge, take the size, okay.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the exception for 1 new hire,
Up to 4.
up to 4,
I think we did for recreation, up to 4.
up to 4.
And let them figure out how many rehires and how many would be.
Positions.
Hire/rehire positions.
I guess last year we had it.
Leaves it a little more
Yeah.
flexibility that if, like I say, if one of them determines that they want to be able to make it.
It should be intern position.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay, so we're crafting what the vacancy is.
okay. motion is to approve the exception for up to 4 hire, rehire intern positions for the water department. Department.
Okay.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, so we've had a lot of discussion. Any further discussion, questions?
No, I just have reservations about this whole hiring freeze. It has nothing to do with the water department. These kids are probably great kids. They do a good job. It's gonna save a lot of money, but this hiring freeze, it's at a point where bring it to us and we'll just say yes and.
Well, I'm
And
not
you can
sure that,
hire-
because everything so far has been outside fees, with outside money. Not been budget money.
Yeah, there weren't increases.
I
in
still
our-
pay for it though.
What?
It still comes out of my
Your water.
water money.
Oh,
Oh, do you have water?
in the ground.
No.
Yeah.
Are you on public or you have a well? Oh, so you don't care?
I do care anyway.
But I'm on town water, I mean, I do care.
Yeah, but I think the water
It's
department
the
is,
principle of the idea of the freeze. That's what it is. And this is a very common
Exactly.
thing in towns. You have rules, you put principles down, and then you have people that just say, look, I'll do
I
that.
have,
This is why I wanted to do away with the hiring freeze for everybody that wasn't on the actual town
budget.
town.
Which was our recommendation, so.
Because it makes no sense to keep coming back to do exceptions when it's not an exact,
Yeah,
And we voted for that, Carol.
we did, but.
We all voted, it was unanimous.
Right, but it
But the
was not
select,
unanimous with the other board.
so,
Whatever, boy.
the board,
the select board stuff, because they wanted to know, be in the loop of what
I
exception.
kind of like being in the loop because I don't. In other words, we capped the police department at X number of people. They don't all exist at this point, right?
Right,
Okay, but there is a cap on that, all right?
Right.
We basically have a cap with the hiring freeze on almost every other department. Okay, so therefore, anybody that needs to be an exception, whether it's on the budget or not, such as replacing a very important person that just quit, we need to talk about it before, before we say yes. Even if every answer is yes. It's been studied and gone over. I've heard great arguments from that end of the table and reasonable ones from the rest of y'all, not much from me, about the fact that we need to go over these things and then approve them because one, we're not increasing the budget, we're filling a hole. But we're filling the hole for the town's benefit and the town people can know if they want to find out somehow, that it's at least been gone over. It's been looked at by town administrators, such as the finance committee and the board of selectmen. It hasn't been left to the board of selectmen alone.
Well, that's valid. That's valid.
yeah, that's a valid.
That's very valid.
Yes,
Very
I'll agree with you there.
Yeah. Want candy?
no. Thank you.
Okay, so
Anybody else?
No, thank you, I'm fine. I have to have dinner when I get home.
Yeah.
That'll spoil it.
So we had the motion and a second. We've had some discussion. Any further discussion or questions? We're ready to vote.
Carol Box says yes.
Mary Jane Trifle, yes.
Oh, Kathleen Spofford,
Vote in heart.
I know. I think I'm gonna abstain. I just don't think I can.
Okay.
Valid.
And Grant, yeah.
I know it is.
Okay.
Don't count, so.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do, it's the process.
We so get it.
Right.
It's just so
we-
frustrating.
And this is the first time we've gone for it, so it is a process we've done. We can maybe improve as we continue at some point, or there's gonna be a motion to, at some point, to remove the freeze. I would hope. I'd like to-
Why don't we have it?
Well, it seems to work, I mean, theoretically.
Right.
Now,
I think
okay,
it-
what positions?
What position has been asked for?
None except these.
Who quit, and who are we replacing that's on the payroll?
Yeah.
So-
PA.
Right, and there may be, if I understand it right from town meeting, there could be another police officer position coming in. Because we voted two to fill at the time, and I believe there's been one or two resignations since.
But
So we may have to.
we have to talk about it again, fine, but as far as I'm personally concerned, he's capped at X number of officers and administrators
Oh,
or
yeah, we were
whatever.
talking
Capped at
about
a number of heads. He's got
Right.
X number of heads available to him. We've already talked about the fact that you need every one of those in order to run
Okay.
kind of decently, if not efficiently.
Well, kudos to Bob Garside for losing his administrative assistant to retirement. I mean, he's
Right. Yep.
retired and he's trying to do it without her.
Right.
He's,
Yep.
Following the rule.
yeah,
Well, they,
I have to
right,
give
or
him-
not coming in even as a replacement.
Right,
With a replacement required
Right.
for somebody that was already in the budget. And, yeah. That's correct. Okay, we're all set,
Mm-hmm.
Dave, and if we've made the motion to recommend the hire, and we'll recommend that to select board, and I'm sure it will be on their agenda in the future. Okay, moving on, Ray. Next
Thank
item
you
we
very
have-
much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for giving us the chance.
The Board of Health Enterprise Fund Review, expenses and revenue. So, these are the long sheets, and I will tell you on your 8.5 by 11, last page on the 8.5 by 11 is, because of clicks, I tried to keep it down and fit 8.5 by 11, so on copies.
Excellent.
So that's sort of, but,
February.
okay, so let's, if we go back on the first sheet,
The one sheet.
this, yeah, the first long sheet, is the actual, I didn't print the tab name on here, so I will tell you this is the, and I'll just share it for people online.
Don't be added.
So this is the actual.
We didn't get it yet.
We didn't get it yet. It came in. So when the report was run, it didn't come in.
Got it.
The revenue for the bags is going to come in, I believe it was. So that's why the actual looks the way it does. So the first sheet is the actual revenue by month through to February. So you can see this little trickle of,
So should we,
Question.
so we shouldn't really include February as the program fees, right?
thank you.
God bless you.
Well, the revenue
I think we gave up on
is the news. Still people purchasing stickers, and then the revenue for the bags
Okay.
is not there
Okay.
yet.
Okay, the revenue fees is the sticker.
And bad.
And the second revenue bags is,
So the second line is revenue bags.
Yeah.
So first,
Where were you?
we're on this.
okay, first
Oh,
one
you said
sheet.
this one.
oh,
The
first
long
long
sheet.
okay, revenue fees and revenue bags,
Yeah,
okay.
so revenue fees is for the sticker in the revenue.
Okay, we don't have the bags.
We don't have the bags for
Yeah,
February,
okay.
and it's kind of like, as March's should be probably posted around April
So-
2nd, so
People are still signing up for
a sticker.
the program,
Yep, you can, I mean, it's.
and it's not prorated, correct?
It is not prorated,
Okay.
Really?
kinda. Right,
Some
I'd asked
people
them-
might have moved into town, maybe.
right.
Yeah,
Or people might have figured out they can't get it the other way.
And again, this is our first year, so the
Right, right,
prorating
right,
may be something, I know other towns do offer a prorating, but when you get to the 6-month period, it's kind of like there's a reduced sticker price for the remainder of the year. So that may be something that gets offered.
So they brought in 470,217.50
total. Correct.
for all the revenue and all the bags.
For the town.
Yep. Right. Now, if we were to, then
And their expenses are 423,500, so they got a net
to
of
date,
46,683.
it
See,
is,
that went down from the,
well, if, and I know it's behind you, if I put in, say,
I can't
24,
read it anyway.
I can go around. So if I would have put 24,000 in for the February bags, which I can do because
And that would bring it up to the six.
Oh, that brings up to 60.
that brings it up
Okay,
to
I see, I see.
70,000. So yeah, because the revenue for February wasn't in this report,
Got it.
But if you,
So, and this does not include the 160 that were,
this does not include.
Okay.
Yep, that was no.
Oh, you mean the total revenue?
Right, the
the
note,
160 from
That we gave,
stabilization,
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
we gave, it's theirs, they own it.
right,
Right.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure that it wasn't in there.
so that was.
I don't even
the
wanna
piece
hear
that
about it coming
put
back.
Together for the
No,
actual.
me either.
They're doing a good job.
The, yep, the next page is, very similar, but this one is called projection, so they're projected out for the rest of the year.
Okay.
So you'll see that the actual are there, and February's revenue for the bags is showing at 25,000, and they've just done a flat 25,000 out for the remaining months, and they're not expecting the sticker fees.
Now, how long was that contract with the hauler? Was that
I'd have to look. I gotta go look. I thought it was 3 years, but that,
3 years from last year?
yeah, so
Okay.
this would be our fourth year, but,
Okay.
I'd have to, I'm pretty sure it was 3 years, but I'll go back and confirm.
I'm just curious.
I have a question while we're on the waste department.
Mhm.
Do they have to come back and beg us again at town meeting to continue this?
I don't think so.
No, because it was set up as an enterprise fund, so it is going to continue to run as it is.
Okay,
They had presented us what their FY 27 recommendations were, and we reviewed that a few meetings ago. And showing, what their,
so they don't have to go back to town meeting with any of this enterprise thing, except to maybe tell us about it.
exactly, I think that would probably be a good item to put in there because, the enterprise fund is gonna continue to run and, they're gonna start offering the stickers for FY 27.
Do we know what those fees are yet? Because they sent out a flyer,
They sent out a
but
flyer.
it didn't tell you what the fee was.
Oh, I thought it was one.
I don't know, at the meeting where they presented it at the Board of Health, the sticker was gonna be 150.
150, right?
So it goes up, and again, that's just for the individual house.
Right.
But I just wanna say, that is not going up, because the 125 is only for 10 months.
yeah,
Right,
So
exactly.
it's really not going up.
It's really not going up, yeah.
For fear that people will think it's going up like next year.
The cost of the sticker is, for next year will be 150, but it's for 12 months, not 10.
And 10, right.
Okay.
and it really
Yep.
would have been 150 last year.
Had we started it, yeah.
Mhm.
But I think it's important people know that.
Right, yeah, if they're hearing us. then-
Yeah.
Yeah. To be clear, so still the
Very good
projections,
job.
with that and with the fixed, yeah, and again, looking at the numbers, the trash tonnage and recycling tonnage are not broken out on the individual lines. You will see it's just all included on the waste services, the breakdown that we get for that is in the, let's see, that was, it's on the last of, if we look at expenses on the last of the big sheets. And This is
the
the-
last of the big sheets, is this real? These are real numbers or these?
these are real
projected?
numbers from February. These were pulled by the accountant and
So-
put together.
765,000 What, 755, what was
That's the total budget for the year. So with
for 2026 or 27?
26,
Okay.
and so you can see how much by month was spent, and you'll see the weight. And they're still not broken out here. So, but you can see the by month each of the prices, and this is just a further breakdown.
And 8
So,
months into it, right?
Yep, we're 8 months into it through February. And,
So this 4 more months
correct.
left.
Yeah.
And we're half. Less than half.
Yeah, so it is still going well, but that's just a different breakdown of the summary. This sheet is the breakdown by each of the account numbers that were set up for the enterprise account for them, and as they keep putting things in. I do have a question that I'm going to go back with. There's something in here that says additional funds voted at annual town meeting of 5/6/25 Article 2. I couldn't find
What was it?
second.
Down towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Second from the, if you look
So
at.
it was Article 5?
It
Article
was
2.
May 6th to Article 2, May 6th of 20.
Oh, of last year.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I just want to get,
Yeah, what was that 5,000 would have been for?
that's all. It's kind of like, it's in there, but like I said, when I went over the minutes for that, I didn't see anything, so. Just a question I have with it. And then the last sheet, which is the last sheet on the 8.5 by 11s, is the revenue. And you'll see, again, this just matches to the larger sheet, that was put together. So this is a pivot table off the detail. There were 2 sheets, that I didn't print out because they are the detail. If you want to look at them, I believe I forwarded this. So you can see line by line, everything that was posted, the day it was posted, that sort of thing. But that is a pivot table summary from that day.
Absolutely.
But that's good to know that they're doing what they thought they were doing.
Yeah, still continues on.
Mhm.
Any questions that need to go back to the Board of Health?
Nope, not yet.
Okay,
That'll be probably August or September before we get
Right.
to the end of the year to find out
Right,
how the whole year looks.
final
Yeah.
posting.
And not only that, it's gonna take more than 2 years, the beginning, the middle, and the next, to really get a handle on where we are.
Mhm.
So because wherever it is, it needs to have a very nice piggy bank to be working in and out of.
Mhm.
And again, one of the reasons why they need the piggy bank in order to buy the labels
Right.
and do the shipping for next
Right,
year.
right.
We're gonna be expending that money this year
Right,
so that they're available and we can do trash pickup
thanks.
with a new sticker on July 1st. So, okay. Okay, so that's that piece. Next, we had been asked, there were questions a couple of meetings ago, and I'll forward it out, to everybody, but I just wanted to hit, if we go to the next 8.5 by 11, you'll see Mass Gov, DOT and DOI, DOS links. I will get this to you in electronic form, so you.
Oh, yeah.
Run away.
Yes, I typing all that in. Love to.
I'm talking about DLS, when are they coming out?
I have never seen a follow-up. They sent out a questionnaire
They're
and
not coming out?
But the week of April 20th, I emailed Theodore to say, are you available that week? And I just literally as we were sitting here, because he had nudged me, he said, hey, when do you guys want me to come out? I was like, oh, yep, week of April 20th. So we'll see.
Oh, okay, that's good to know, yeah. Thank you for asking, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
asking.
you.
April 20th.
Week of, so I think,
Week of.
Yeah,
I think Patriots Day is
Is
Monday,
that
Monday,
Monday.
right? So it won't be
Won't be
Monday. So the Tuesday, I know there's a select board meeting, I believe. So someday that week, I think we have ethics training later on. that
21st,
Thursday.
I think, is it?
The
The
21st.
regulars are coming, the regulars are coming.
So we'll find a date and I'll relay it to the FinCom email address, which I don't know. I think I told Mary Jane about it, but that can be.
That would be great.
Wasn't it? When is it?
Oh, wouldn't it sound like
Extraordinary.
I think the 23rd, but the town clerk's office knows best.
I'll look that up.
That's good to know. So the preliminary municipal cherry sheet estimates.
Okay, yep. So, just to hit it, the Mass DOT, I don't know if you wanna look at the links, but if I click on the links, the chapter 90 past appointments, that is all the prior years, FY 26 and before. You can see the numbers. The chapter 90 for FY 27 will take you to this year's estimated.
Okay.
Because until they're signed off on the budget, they won't be actual, but you can,
When did they get signed off?
probably.
June?
They try to get it done by June, but sometimes it takes a little longer.
Didn't we have that issue last year?
Oh,
You okay, Dawn? You had me up
Oh,
like.
there you go. Yeah.
Oh, the worst. Oh.
Yeah, it's kinda,
love this word old age, because I had the same problem when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, Tommy.
But now that I know.
Need a cup of water?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine now.
Hey, Guinness, remember?
Yeah, I'm trying to cut down.
Water.
Yeah, no, I'm not really, I was out doing some work today. I knocked off all the tops of my posts and I replaced them with LED.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, so when I get out of here, I'll be lit up like a Christmas tree.
I'll see
So
when
are
I
they
go by
solar?
your house.
Solar?
Solar,
LED? Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, so.
I'm gonna look it up.
Well, I'll be going by your house.
Mm.
On my way.
Oh.
Look it up.
When they wake you up in the middle of the night, and you're, gotta take it up.
Thank you.
I'll do that more.
So, just, so. Well, obviously links don't work here and typing that mess in is kind of like, but,
Right.
if you're, so I'll forward the file and maybe what I should do is put the,
Forward the links.
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of.
Thank you.
Thanks. Just that, it's one of them.
Now, does everybody get the information from DLS? I get it all the time.
I,
Do you get it?
well, that's gonna be one of my next questions
Oh.
is if people aren't getting it, we'll make sure that people are signed up and get it. I get emails all the
I
time.
don't even know how I signed up. Oh, I know, I took the classes when I first got on the committee. That must have been why.
I'm not sure I get those.
Did you take you didn't take the classes? Kim?
No, I must have taken
Of
classes.
course you did.
I'm sure I took
I'm
classes,
sure you did.
but I've taken lots of classes online.
Yeah.
For the town.
So the link for this year takes me to FY 27 and it's every town. But if you want to search for Townsend, you can spell Townsend properly
Okay.
in the box and you can see that it just returns the Townsend. Numbers for this year, the standard formula and then 100 miles only for a total of 690. DLS and cherry sheets, yeah, we follow that link. The opening page that it comes to, you get all 351 towns and cities in Mass.
Oh, yeah.
So you, again, you can, go ahead and put in, select Townsend. I just hit the letter T until Townsend comes up on the list.
What was the 690?
690 was the pavement.
Oh, okay, I told you.
Sorry, yep,
Yeah.
so that's why, and that's under Mass DOT.
It doesn't have DOT.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that's,
Alright.
and then the Mass DOS, so, this one allows you to, pick your years, so you can, right now, it's selected to 2027, so you can see only the first two, columns are filled in. The 2026 cherry sheet estimate and the 2027 cherry sheet estimate. And then under the estimated assessment and charges, this is where you'll start seeing the charges for the different sections. The questions came up because of the recap sheet. There were values in the recap sheet, and the question was where they come from. So that's why jury sheets, and that's where I'm hitting this one. So the total of all charges so far on the estimates are there. If I change the year and go back to 2026, and submit that change, you'll see all the columns are filled in. So you can start seeing where you get the FY 26 estimate, then the House will do a budget, then the Senate does a budget, and then you get your final conference committee numbers, and this is the final numbers that are issued to Townsend. So that's, and again, we don't get that until the final budget comes out of conference committee.
Yeah, when's that expected?
Same timeframe when they sign the budget, late June, sometimes they're going into July and they pass supplemental budgets and think it is just to keep going. But that's the DLS for that one. Going back, I'm going to do operating position just because.
Know what you said?
This is the map and the dashboard for what we look like. And again, you select your town. What was that? And so you certify free cash year over year. The percent of free cash is, or free cash is percent of the budget. So it gives you a different look. And these are all the numbers that they capture with us on the certification. We provide reports to them. So I just wanted you to know that it's here. If you're looking for them. Uncollected property tax, so you can have that overlay as part of the percent of the tax levy. And you can see the jump last year because that's when we put in the HERO Act piece. So it jumped significantly in the overlay last year. And then the last two, the self-insured health insurance and self-insured health insurance trust fund, we're not self-insured, so we don't have charts in there. So lots of data available from BLS, analytics, and then the last one that I put on the list. There could be more. We can keep building this list of things that we find useful when you're in here. Share them. So again, select municipalities. You have 351 selected, so you can choose to look at just Townsend. This one has a few more selection criteria. You can strictly look at a single year, or you can check multiple years if you want to see the data from the multiple years. And we'll stick with just the 1 year for now. So the receipt types, if you wanted to look at just one, like motor vehicle excise, you can pick that, select it. And then if I go back and check the multiple years, you can start seeing the, always hit the submit button in order to make it happen. You can see the estimates versus the actuals when they're recorded. So again, if you wanted to see all of the data for all of it, it's like because there's a lot of revenue that we actually don't get.
Say that again, there's a lot of.
There's a lot of revenue areas that we don't.
Oh, that, well, that other town.
Yes.
What are they?
Well, and now it's.
But just out of curiosity, what do we know, we'd be getting them
Well,
on?
some of them are cannabis, for instance,
Oh, yeah, we came up hotels.
hotels,
Yeah.
other room. There's other, you can see all the zeros in here now.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna look at that.
Just fees, cannabis impact fee, other fees, department revenue, schools.
There's a world that we negotiate for impact fees due to the Mason Onyx 10-year gravel pit they're building. I don't know if anyone's caught up on that.
In Mason,
Mason, New Hampshire, there's a monster, I'm not using the word
Here's
monster.
the one that's the
It's a
10
very-
years.
Yeah, it's Onyx is the aggregate company that is proposing the open gravel pit, basically, the road, and they're gonna come through Townsend, the main thoroughfare in Townsend at 13 and 119 there.
Oh, great,
And
terrific.
more often than not, they're gonna go straight through it. They may take a left some of the time. A few times they may take a right to go up that way.
Mhm.
And, this is a 10-year plan where there's gonna be 50 truckloads a day on the roadway, Monday through Saturday.
They're coming from Mason.
And they're going up Greenville Road.
On the bridge,
They're
yeah,
coming down, yeah,
Canal Street.
Yes.
back and forth. I mean,
That's what, yeah, so over the bridge we just,
Yeah, over the bridge.
Oh, let's hope that, whoa.
Yeah.
it'd be a great test, but there is,
Heard that.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
weight limit, right, on the bridge?
there is, yeah.
So if these trucks are over the weight limit, they can't.
Yeah, they'll stop there, but they won't all be triaxles. There'll be smaller ones along the way. The gentleman from Onyx was very well spoken.
Mm.
And, we sort of pushed back a little bit just because we don't want them opening up behind the high school, coming down Wallace Hill and, that area. Thought that'd be really dangerous there.
Mm.
So they're likely looking at this main thoroughfare here.
Oh, because of that 5 points there. Oh, that's too bad.
So we're, there may be a world that we actually get some impact fees as a result of it.
Absolutely.
Because
I
a
mean,
10-year
really.
project, and if you think of the Brookline Road Bridge there, the
oh, yeah.
pedestrian way
Yes.
is in shambles, and I
Right.
know we have a grant coming for that. But the rest of the bridge is not in great shape either, itself,
No,
the vehicle bridge.
and I don't think it's a heavy truck transport bridge by any stretch.
I just think it's the repetition. I mean,
But
50
damn it, with the
50
weight.
truckloads of aggregate. I don't know all the nuances of it, but we are gonna go to bat to try to get some impact fees to
Oh,
circle
I
back.
thought the question about it,
Yeah.
look at,
And
yeah.
There's only money we're gonna have to spend later anyway.
And, just that this main thoroughfare is not really appropriate for trucks. We already have enough trucks going through.
Mm-mm.
Now, if we had 50 more,
Especially if they're turning and
They
everything.
gotta change the light then. They have to put the light so that people can make a left or a right. The arrow,
Yeah,
because, excuse me, the traffic is backed up behind your house.
I know. I
And
go
somebody
through
wants
the
to go to New
lights,
Hampshire.
I go through the
Yeah.
lights and turn down
And
Brookline or
That's what I
Bell.
do, that's what I do.
it's tough with, you got the barber shop, and you got Cliffs, and you got, there could be a concert on the common, and people want to be able to hang out, and you got trucks rolling by. So I think it's something we have to think about as a town and have people speak up. It's a good opportunity to.
Well, I can't wait. I've been talking about it for like 5 years now.
We can't say no though, right? I mean,
You can't say no, but you can really, we could really advocate. We've already started to advocate to say we weren't even included as an abutter at first.
really?
He's talking about coming out down 123, 124.
It's right out here.
What,
119, 113, right in front of Cliffs,
I know about that, but where are they coming from?
coming down 13, all the way past the police station, past.
Okay, from
Oh.
Brookline. They're coming out of Brookline.
Oh, I think that Mason.
Yeah, I
But they're starting in Mason. Brookline's losing their minds over it. I mean,
Yeah.
but they are beside themselves with frustration in terms of what it's gonna
Yeah,
do.
but okay, but there's still a way to get to Mason. The main way is 123. That's off of 124, and that's a nice.
Are we done?
Country road.
Oh boy, is it a country road! If I was
No,
still
we-
22, I would love that road with my little bug.
So that's impact fees. Maybe
We're not.
we benefit somehow, so.
Let's hope, big time.
Even if we have to let them do it, yet they have to pay for it.
Yeah, maybe actually do a proper traffic flow right in the center there, where you move the road around a little bit, so you get better parking. There's a plan, like a long.
Well, they already have all that. That's all been done.
Yeah, we didn't get the DLTA, so. Yeah.
We didn't get the grant. No, but we've got the studies.
Studies 6 years old now, so.
I thought they just did a study on the planning board. I mean, I just saw our study for doing the intersection of 13 and 119.
I wrote the grant. It's an older study.
It's an older study.
I don't remember how old it is, but it's old. I think it's 4 or 5 years old, maybe 6.
I don't think it was that old, but okay.
We better be notified when that meeting.
So,
Yeah. Okay, so,
where are we?
I just went through the local receipt estimates versus the, actual, so.
Which one is that?
So that's, 2.3.
1.2.
Oh, my goodness.
My indents went away.
Really, you gotta use parentheses.
No,
Little
it's kind of like,
I,
it should have been indented, and it shouldn't have
Oh,
been
okay.
three numbers, it should
That
have been,
was when you brought up the BLS.
yeah, that was, right,
Okay.
okay,
So that was all part of.
I am doing 4.
yeah, that was part of it, but, I also wanted
It's like this next.
to bring up one of the items that we had asked for on the agenda is talking about the income sources in the town.
Okay, that'll be good.
So,
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
All right, so here's,
Income sources.
right.
the real ones or the ones that could be?
Well, I guess the ones that could be, because, I just wanted to show what we had and what was available, because what was asked to be presented on the agenda is what are the potential other areas of revenue that we could have, or maybe that we've lost.
I went to the recreation
Yeah.
meeting the other day,
Yeah.
even though they hate me there. And they talked about something very interesting, that Colby Street from Conservation is trying to put together a cleanup of the river
Oh,
to bring back the kayak or canoe race,
wow.
which I think is huge for town.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be really.
So I don't know the details of it. Karen, do you know anything about it?
Not much. I think you've got more info than I do, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to Colby and get the scoop, because they're talking about not only making the river clear for boating, but they're talking about including all the trails, making them available for walking, biking, hiking, snowmobiles, the ones that are designated for in other words, our natural resources, they're finally talking about getting them as potential economic
Tourists.
Yeah.
They started cleaning up the river a few years ago, and then it kind of fell by the wayside. I think they did it 2 years or something. I know they did at least one.
Yeah, so
But I think that would be huge.
it really, it's kind of like you mentioned that, and it's kind of like, I remember people I was working with down in Concord were very excited. They brought their kayaks out here on the race every year, and that was probably before I moved out here 40 years ago.
People love it.
It was a big.
Which river?
It's Quanticook River,
I don't know which one you were talking about.
only one.
Well, how do you fill up the pond?
Well,
Quanticook River.
Okay, thank you. I have never been any farther than the mill house, or whatever.
Okay, so
I've never been, other than stand there and look out and watch a,
the bird. So
river range,
from the VFW to the
pond.
right?
Harbor Pond, that was the race
Okay.
track.
Yep, and I know a few years back, they had to get out and walk around a couple of places because it was so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad now they can't do it.
Right.
So anyway, I think that's exciting, and I think we should keep our eye on it, and I think we should get our friends and family to help them clean it up if we can.
Well, and I don't know if the Lions Club was still going to be willing to do it anymore, but if not, maybe
The town, the recreation
I was gonna
department,
say recreation could put that together.
1,000%. It
It
should
should
be,
be really
it's a
good.
no-brainer.
So that would be good.
Mhm.
So for other income sources, should we request the departments to go through their fees?
The planning board updated their fees this past year.
Okay, I know building department usually keeps theirs pretty good, year to year, they,
Mm,
town clerk, not so much.
mm.
He thought that,
Nothing about Harrison, I'm talking about me.
no, I think he and I chatted about it, he was thinking maybe dog licenses could go up.
I
You may
agree.
know, you probably know best. 'cause you've done
Yeah,
it for so
I
long.
agree, they could go up, and even vital records, we brought it up from $6 to $10 a few years ago, but that could even go up to 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I looked around at other.
A lot of, yeah, I mean, you go to Boston, it's $50.
Well,
you know,
they get a birth
you go-
certificate was 15.
Why would you go to Boston?
Oh, you were born there,
Sometimes you
and you
have to.
wanted your.
Fine, you have my sympathy.
So there's that, and there's also another thing I wanted to bring up is the rental of, or the leasing of properties. Why are we leasing them out for so little money?
Like $1.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Even if we were to get what the value in taxes would be on that property.
Mhm.
Even if it, 3,000 a year or 5,000 a year, whatever, I
Mhm.
think would be pretty reasonable.
Well, I mean, we have the assets, but we're not letting it work for us. And,
Right.
and that's like
That's the-
very not smart. That's,
Mm.
talk about
So,
fiscally irresponsible.
Yeah, I think that would
So
be.
future, at this point, I mean, the leases are signed, but future lease, a
Well,
recommendation we can make is that future leasing,
we
take
talked about
into
that. And Karen really put some light on it. Sorry to drag you in, Karen.
No, wait, that's why I'm here.
So he said that, well, I understand, I saw the dynamics of the last town meeting. And, I was really disappointed because I don't understand why the town can't either get money for it as a rental without feeling bad for the soccer players and the baseball players and the officers of that corporation. But I think that there's two ways they could do it. They could either have the leases or recreation could somehow join.
Mhm.
Now, at the meeting of recreation of the day, the director talked about some kind of, I didn't even know what the word is. She used the word for the longevity of the recreation. I have no idea what that means. It's like, corporate salad talk. So I don't know if she's like made a deal with them. Do you know anything about that?
With the soccer fields,
Yeah.
because the lease hasn't been written yet, so I don't wanna put the cart before the horse.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think that it's unfortunate because they are making money.
right.
And I just want to be very clear to all the people listening that just because you're a nonprofit does not mean you don't make money.
No,
You absolutely make money.
But what I took from that is I heard they were willing to pay the schools for the rental.
Yeah,
That's what I was just
that's
gonna say,
exactly
Dawn.
right.
Yep.
But they don't want to pay us.
Right, it's kind of like, so, it's kind of like, that is sort of a light bulb to me was, oh, they're willing to pay, but we want to charge $1.
No, it's
Right.
crazy. It's crazy. No, it's physically irresponsible. That's what it is. It's not crazy.
What do you think the chances are of them charging more than $1 for a 50-year lease, which is
Well,
that?
first, Kathy, first.
Yeah.
I don't think a 50-year lease is a thing. I think it's 30 is cap.
Yeah,
I think that the
was
town
reading
council's
about
gotta
that.
go back and look that up.
I would check your charter. Your charter does not have says it can go up to 50 years, I believe, 95%.
So the charter would trump the state.
Yeah.
Charter would, yeah.
Okay,
But I
it doesn't
agree,
matter. We need.
but I agree with you, getting some type of, something more than $1.
exactly. Like I say, just for the amount of the taxes or whatever, what are they paying for the schools? I bet
We
that's
don't
not,
know what they pay.
Probably not.
We don't know.
no, in
Probably more
the
than $1.
history.
It's,
So,
that's,
and I know that they're putting the fields in and all of this, but that's for their purpose,
Correct.
not for our purpose,
Correct.
especially like baseball.
Well,
They're locked.
this-
And I'm sorry, there's no pickup games on the baseball field.
No, John Barrow was right, and I do
Yeah.
think that that's really, really, really wrong. I mean, this is not, we don't have gangs shooting kids at the basketball thing.
Right.
This is a tiny town.
No,
And
but-
I think the kids should be able to do pickup games, the 5 kids that are out there riding their bike.
Right.
Well, you see it at Pepperell, there's always kids playing by the,
Well,
it's
kids-
actually kind of cool, right near the rotary there.
Yeah,
You see just people playing on a
It's
Thursday night, I'm like,
wonderful to see.
this is refreshing, I thought kids
Yeah.
played video games.
I know, and
Exactly.
and if they can't get into it,
Yeah,
but
if they're out there playing ball or something on the field, they need a psychiatrist, because that doesn't have any of these little.
No, it's
well, and
wonderful.
Yeah.
they said that there's a process to open the fields for that type of thing. Well, April vacation, it's a nice day, the kids wanna go play, they don't wanna plan it ahead of time and it rains.
I'm with you.
12-year-old kids on
Yeah,
their bikes.
exactly.
Okay, let's like find out
And
what
my
the
kids used
protest
to be
is.
over there playing football, basketball, baseball, you name it, soccer, just going out there with the, chasing the soccer ball by themselves.
Just should have triaxles of trucks going by.
Yeah.
But the other thing is they have those fences and it looks ominous, it looks like a prison. It does not look like small town welcome, let's play. I understand they're worried about a dog pooping on the lawn, but that's part of the whole.
But what about the geese?
Oh, yeah, they're horrible.
Okay.
And that's worse, as
Yes.
far as I'm, but,
Yes,
but,
I agree
For
with you.
revenue, I think that we're
Gray or
being
white?
remiss, I think that the town is
Yeah, gray
remiss to
geese like
not use
Canadian.
the assets
Yeah.
that they have.
Very tasty.
Yeah.
the geese are,
Canadian geese are very tasty.
really,
Especially
you
the,
mean.
well, I don't get that close with a shotgun. I like
Aaron,
it.
do you think that this new
So-
economic, aren't they didn't they vote to make an economic committee or something?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Do we know who's on it? Is anybody asked to be on it?
I think Lori's on it, Bob Garside, they were, we had a couple other planning board members. I think there was someone from Housing Authority they were trying to get, as well as Housing Trust. I think some like stakeholders of that. Did they ask?
So it's
I
all,
would've-
so it's the inside group,
Yeah.
so nobody from outside that might have a different idea, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the membership. I know I was not invited, so.
Oh, well, there you go. So, yeah, okay. Oh, it's invitation?
I think it was,
Woo, better yet.
I think it's an ad hoc committee, so, yeah. You have to-
Oh, is this the think tank?
Yeah,
What's considered the think tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Oh, my God. You didn't
So-
say that.
Can we vote on, can we make a motion to ask the selectmen to really think about the leases and charging fees? Is that something that we can advise them?
I'm thinking, yeah, I mean,
Advisory.
We're advisor, well,
Right.
recommending board
We're-
advisory, yeah.
right, we're recommending board and I think that's,
Where are we now?
I mean, they can take it or leave it, but
We're
at
talking
least
about
if we put
tasing.
it out there, that's where
So that's the only place on the.
No, we have the Taser Field,
Right.
we have the Hart Library, we have
Where's
the,
our library?
it's right next.
The
the
old
old
library.
library.
Oh, yeah, okay,
We
fine.
have the reading room up in West Townsend.
The Harbor
Right.
Fire Station.
We have the Harbor Fire Station, we have the Center Fire Station.
That's right,
Yep. I mean, it needs to be hooked up, but, wasn't that part of the generous gift?
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
So there are assets that
Yeah.
creative, out of the box thinking is what this town needs. They gotta stop doing what like 3 people want them to do, and they've gotta start thinking out of the box.
Well, the problem with the library, I heard, has to do with the decontamination.
Yeah, but everybody's heard. We haven't seen the real evidence yet. Do you know what I mean? I went in
Yeah,
there
but this-
and yes, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of paper, there's a lot of humidity. I don't think it's $1 million loss. I mean, unless you wanna pay some outfit out of Boston that's gonna come over. I mean,
Well, what are the
We-
regs coming down from Beacon Hill?
I don't think it's a super fun cleanup spot by any stretch. I think it's got mold, and of course it does, but get all those books out and douse it with bleach.
Yeah, There may be more to it. than
Well,
that.
yes, but I
it's
mean,
But I get,
I'm
Yeah.
sure there
yeah.
is, but I bet there's.
But I
just,
understand, it's kind of like, utilize the resources we have. Try to improve them, try to get them to a point where you can utilize them and make them revenue.
Because even if you leased it at a very low rate for somebody to come in, clean it up,
Mhm.
and then
yeah.
give them that break for 10 years or whatever, but then you start.
you mean a tax break on it? Or a lease break?
A lease
You're saying
break.
lease.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know what I mean, because they're going, and it is our property. But then after a certain amount of time, you need
Right,
to start
you need to-
charging.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you'd have to work that out, cause and not necessarily what you have to say, we're giving you a break.
Right.
But that's what the economic people should be trying to bring those kind of people in,
Well, it is like
with
that,
the parks, I mean, do we have any, RV parks? Do we have land that we could convert or use as RV parks? Remember when we did open space? Nobody
Right.
brought that up.
About the RV.
Yeah.
Didn't really think about that.
Right, yeah, because with Barton,
Well, what's her name?
Is-
The governor of the state of Massachusetts said that she would let property go for development. I don't know if she just meant residential or.
I think it's building houses, but I mean, there's so many, so many pieces, but I mean, one of the pieces was, with Gradual Music was supposed to be try to develop and bring more into town, and I don't think we.
Well, I don't think anybody did anything about it.
Right.
The Town Historical Society talked about it when the generous gift came on board.
Yeah.
But that was like a day late and a dollar short. They should have been talking about that before the Groton Hills thing was put up. They knew about it. It was the biggest thing.
In
Fine,
biggest
right.
development in the area.
Yeah, and they didn't they didn't jump on board. I
Right.
wasn't here when it started. I came back and.
No,
was
the master plan was going about that time.
Oh, sorry.
One idea might be, because you guys have a really unique 55+ housing bylaw, is perhaps you make a recommendation to your planning board or your zoning board of appeals or to your select board to waive permit fees for 55+ housing. Because you have one that just went up for sale on Depot Street.
Yeah, and there's
Depot,
one being built on,
and
13.
yeah.
They're building them up in 13.
And
now.
your bylaw is very advantageous to a builder compared to surrounding communities.
So they got the 3 units, and they're building, I think, 8 more units on, up further up.
So you can basically
Pittsburgh Road?
you can put up to like
13, is
Yeah,
that
where-
Pittsburgh
where
Road?
about?
Derek's house.
Yeah, she said he just put 8 units, just put
It's like,
6
it's
units
like
in.
an old house,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
tore down the barn,
Yeah.
and then I think they're putting,
They already
There's
put,
6.
they're up.
they're up, yeah, they're up, and then the house is gonna be converted to 2, I believe.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Well, the other thing is, in the middle of our town, we have probably the ugliest thing happening, that yellow mall. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing. It is absolutely horrendous. That should be taken down. Retail on the bottom and 2 levels of
Housing.
Mixed use.
housing,
Yeah,
mixed use.
mixed
Yeah,
use.
I mean,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is a
And it can-
brainer. And landscape it, hello? I mean, it's
And
gross.
it can be done very attractively, because they did that,
Absolutely.
they did that in Bedford Center, where it's all, the bottom is retail shops and restaurants.
Yeah, they do it
And then
everywhere.
they did it, the
That'd be nice.
residential, and
Yeah.
it looks, and it's beautiful, it's really,
Well, your
Very
MBTA
tiny.
zoning overlay actually captured it pretty well, where it was retail on the first floors,
Mm-hmm,
leasing a residential on the second.
yeah.
And you've already done it, so like, those are your like recommendations that I would be thinking to capture, like the 55+ one is good. I'm a realtor as my other part-time job, and I know enough builders have said Townsend figured it out.
took their wicked expensive.
Yeah, but $500,000?
That's what it is right now. That's the going rate.
Oh, good luck. I was considering
But
those for like
it's
months now.
they're tiny, it's 1-car garage, and you pay it $500,000.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
On
you-
Pittsburgh Road, you can't even back out.
Oh, my God.
But like,
And
that's the housing. The cost to live, so this all circles back to paying wages, and it's, to live in Massachusetts, you have to make a lot of money or come from money. It's one or the other right now.
Well, that's why there's so many people they're losing so many people.
Right. So, but like, so enable more housing to be generated is a recommendation you as a FinCom could make, and no one has to take it. It's just a recommendation.
I do think housing would be helpful, but I think we also need economic, commercial and retail. I really do.
Commercial.
Where?
Right.
Well,
But you're
Yeah.
flat taxes. It's a 1 year, like you'll see Starbucks give you 1 year of growth and then it's just gonna flatten out.
Yeah.
And that opens up Friday, reportedly.
I saw somebody try to go in on Thursday and it wasn't open, so.
Yeah.
it's supposed to be Friday, isn't it?
I don't know, it's kind of like, it's close, the umbrellas are out.
For
It's kinda like it's
a long time, we had a two-tier tax system because we had residential and commercial. Because we had.
Well, that's another thing.
There's a lot of commercial.
Yeah, we had like commercial, and years ago, it was before town meeting, about where to develop good commercial.
And it just shifts the burden.
It just, 110 is where.
Oh, yeah, that's so.
Because if you go off of 110, you got
You don't have a 495 in your backyard.
Right.
That's the difference.
no.
Right.
Right, because it's like 30 minutes to any highway.
Townsend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, everybody, I just wanna say one thing about that, no, two things. Pickety Place,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been there
Okay.
yet. I gotta go.
well, first of all, you're gonna be able to find it, number one. It is so deep in the woods in New Hampshire, and when you get there, you're gonna find a parking lot that rivals the high school, that is packed with every license
But
plate
it's in
from
the
every
woods.
state in the union.
You park and you have to dodge a tree to get.
Yeah, yeah,
Can I
yeah,
fit between those trees?
And you
It's not,
can't- and you can't
okay,
make-
I've never been there.
And you can't make a
Say that.
reservation
Mm.
for 6 months, they're booked.
Yeah.
So that's number one. And number two, about this whole highway business, Evans.
Mhm.
You've got an amazing high-end store,
Yeah.
retail store in the middle of nowhere, if you come from outside of Townsend.
No, people do come from.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And we're not capturing that market that he's bringing to our town and leaving on the doorstep.
Mhm.
And we're just,
Maybe
Just
they'll go to Starbucks now.
Nothing
They'll get their $8 coffee and a new pair of kicks.
They'll get all the high school kids, cause they can walk right across.
I'll go to
the street.
McDonald's and get my $1 coffee and drop the kids off at Starbucks for the
And I mean,
$10
I
coffee.
think we've got stuff dropped in our lap that we're just not seeing.
Mhm. Right, and when the master plan was put together, the one piece that was done by an outside firm was economic development. So they listed where the gaps in retail were, and so,
We
some of that is
should
the place.
have that harbor pond
Right.
dolled up and have kiosks there for kayak
Right.
rentals. I mean,
It's kind of, it's kind of like make town.
oh, this is coming from a low IQ person.
No, it's kind of like, how do you get people in? It's kind of like,
Well, the one on Walden Pond does great this summer.
Yeah.
And Concord, they make a.
Brutal,
Do we have-
exactly. But Walton's a little bigger than,
Do we have public
That's
gas?
the idea.
in the pond?
yeah, by the
By the
Harvard
river?
Church.
Oh, the Harvard Church, okay.
And you can put, it's got a, what do
a
you?
launch, you
A
know,
launch, a
yeah.
launch right there.
but no motors.
And you could do like a pop-up
You can do a pop-up,
Do a
absolutely.
pop-up canoe rental.
Exactly, right
kayak
there.
rental.
Yeah.
Have them have 25 kayaks on a
And
Saturday.
foods, those two things, the kids love.
Ooh, that'll work.
What keeps you from going over?
That's what used to be there.
Yeah.
Stop it, back in the day.
I don't think you
When-
can go over the falls, can you?
You
You could have it back in the day.
Yeah, but.
you're gonna have to make sure,
But
you're gonna have to put up.
Swimming lesson.
so they had at the, what they had, it was called the Sweetheart Bar, you know, where all the junk is right now.
Yeah,
It was an ice cream place, and they had paddle boat rentals right there that went all
Yeah.
around the pond. Do
Yeah.
you remember that?
No, I really don't remember that.
no, that,
Well, you're way younger.
paddle
Still,
boats is one thing, paddle boards is what people are doing now.
No, this is
Yeah.
back in the fifties.
Yeah,
This is
Steve
one
remembers,
person standing up on the board with a big tall oar, paddle board.
But.
Oh, no, not that kind of paddle board. I'm
Yeah,
talking
you-
about
you want-
this.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing that you.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
yeah, either one, so,
Yeah.
No, there's economic
Yeah.
opportunity. We just
Yeah,
don't have.
no, it,
Rail trail rent bikes.
The rail trail should be renting bikes.
Look at in,
Cannabis is a big one.
Cannabis is, well.
well, yeah, you know what happened with that? Did you ever hear that story? They were gonna have a medical marijuana place over by the, country club
Okay.
on the back road. People were up in arms because they felt the traffic was gonna be out on the road because they were gonna have a drive-up window. Okay, no understanding. And the police chief we had at the time, who did not last long, said not in my town. And the guy came in to talk about it, and it's like, this is the safest thing you could possibly have.
and you've already got
And
it.
you would have made $1 million.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Before they get.
I
before
live
they
close
get
to
a hold of
Daniel
it.
Webster and like Tingsboro there.
Oh, yeah, they next to each other. Yeah.
But they're owned by the same person.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Really?
And there's so much, I'm like, it's all the New Hampshire plates going to buy their
Exactly.
edibles or whatever. And I'm like, hey, whatever you wanna do, like,
Don't.
live your best life,
Yeah.
like, but
Well-
give me the tax.
But they wanted to put it someplace out in the middle of nowhere so that nobody, and it's like, no, you put it right in the mall, right in the center.
That's what Brian has.
Pepper's is right in the center of town.
Yeah.
Brian has it done right. They got it right by the old people, like that yellow mall.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, do they
Yeah,
really? I didn't even know they had one in there.
Oh, right up the
Last time I-
yellow building
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That cannabis
Okay, I'm recording. things.
dispensary, whatever,
Yeah.
So- All right,
when I
so
decided in
we got
the
some.
town
Yeah, we get some
meeting,
ideas. to-
they decided to
get
stick
the
it in some
economic-
sewer somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And where you can't get to, and the limits on, that was the town that decided that.
We do have a citizens petition for cannabis stuff, so that will be a
Who
warrant.
does?
There's a warrant article based via citizens petition for some cannabis
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Oh, good. Okay.
Is it part,
Or,
what?
I,
A grow?
again, I don't know it off the top of my head, I just,
Yeah.
there was like 40 articles.
like they said, put it down in the, next to Hannaford.
I mean, put it next to a laundromat where someone can
That's
Do
the
their
one,
laundry,
this one.
have an edible, have a cup of coffee, wait an hour, then go home. Okay, that's the dream.
I mean, how many things that they lose?
Mm,
Well, they better hurry up and do it because,
Hannaford is the only mall we
talking
got.
about repealing the cannabis.
Across the
And
line.
they're also talking about having cafes.
They were considered
I
a
know,
great
They-
concern
If
that
they
the
did that.
kids rushing in to buy the
Is there a
stuff. They were
grandfather
just pounding at the door to
clause?
get there
They have to shut down?
because of the,
I've had
some of the voters.
Got it wrong.
Yeah.
They sent their people out to Colorado.
Oh,
Colorado.
yeah.
But I just went through the map. I don't see anything available, any real commercial building around here. I mean, you go up to Evans. It's totally surrounded by one church, one
They wanted a wall.
town center, and the rest is all private
It was
houses.
just like, it didn't work, so.
You're gonna buy up their houses and break, cut them, you
All
know,
right,
cut
so
them
we
down.
doing anything with budget policy?
I'm
Hey,
thinking.
I know
at
we
this
can
point,
get rid of that
it's kinda like
Catholic
we're-
church
we're
that's
already
Ready?
been-
You know,
Ready?
messing up the, they already
So
tried to burn
what
half
was
of
the
it down
plan
when
for
they,
budget
Send it back to
policy?
the rest.
Review it and.
To review it,
I'm
make
just kidding.
recommendations if we.
but
we need to
nonetheless,
change it.
those are
Oh,
the
wait a minute.
impediments to growth.
So
You try to
should we
put
make
it
a
somewhere down where
motion
it's Spalding's
to
other place, it's
ask the
not Spalding.
selectmen to review things,
What's the name of that? What do you?
or can you just write a letter?
Yeah,
I noticed,
The pizza,
you know, email them
Tote
and say
carrier
that we
man.
discussed it.
what's the
And
name of that?
could we take a
Right up the
vote on
street.
it? or-
we can take a vote on it, but I think it's more
So
than
he's got
just,
two spots, he's got one down
you know,
off of
right
19
now,
on the
it's
left.
kind of like, because I don't think any.
You're making me listen to two things, so. I know this will be valid.
But hey, you can't find a place to really,
Review the.
you know, industrialize, no matter what you do with
It
those.
becomes.
Whether you say
a whole-
it's
Or do you think it should be part of the policy
Um,
or no?
we can make the recommendations that we're just talking about, but I'm thinking that the budget policy is, you know, take a look at it and is it working, is it not working, modify it if it, you know, make recommendations for
Or the
modifying it.
policy, I mean, the way they do it?
No, the
Or
policy,
you talking about the
No.
numbers?
you're talking about the actual budget
Well,
policy?
yeah.
Policy.
It's kind of like, and there's a couple of things. One of the, as I read it, when a budget comes in, there's supposed to be background information. We're not seeing,
Well, please, we already did that last year, it didn't happen.
well, it's not background information from the department, it's from select board. To say, this is our budget and this is the word to support budget. It's kind of like, because I think that's an important, like he said, if they're not generating, I think we should be generating it so that we say, this is what the change is in the budget. When we look at, even piece, I mean, I'm still would like to get more on the reserve fund. It's kind of like, I don't know that a lot of people, we understand what the reserve fund is for. And how we use it, how it's been, the approvals have managed.
I mean, I guess to have a reserve fund at $50,000 with a history of not having used more than, say, what was it, 35?
It's an average of about
No.
29, 26, but we had a high year of 46. That we approved, so it's kind of like, so when you're talking about the reserve fund and you're talking about, say, 35,000, you're talking about a 0.3% of your town operating budget, not the total budget, which includes the school. That's a tiny number.
I think it's a very tiny number, and I also think that it's tiny because all the pieces are not working together. Example, our building repairs.
Mhm.
You know, why
Right.
don't we have something that we spend minimum $10,000 a year to paint one window every year? Do it. We're not on the right track in
Yeah.
terms of taking care of our assets yet. Again, I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
Our hands are tied with all this union stuff and all the contracts and 2.5 bed. There's nothing we can really do there without becoming real rebels. But I think that when you talk about reserve for an emergency, it's gonna have something to do, I believe, with a building, with a storm taking a roof off, with a stairway coming down, with some kind of,
Unanticipated expenses at the time of the budget.
but those kinds of things could be mitigated and less risky if the maintenance was ongoing and
If there's a
the
schedule.
scheduled maintenance. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not gonna go away because some,
Yeah, things
but
happen.
50 would be reasonable
Mhm.
as opposed to what you're supposed to have, like, I don't know.
Right. It depends. I mean, looking at the finance committee, they say 5% is a number
5% of the budget?
of the budget. And kind of, I don't think we can get there and write it. I don't, there's no way.
I know,
would be
but
able
we
to
have
make-
fire and ice, we have highways, everybody's
Right,
trying to pull
everybody's
out the money.
gonna do that, but in the bigger part, and as it gets to it, should the budget policy include things like, the pieces, what a free cash policy is, what the policy should be for submitting the budget, getting it to a point. I think we have to learn how to get our budget to a point because of the things we're not doing. It's kind of like we have to know, all the pieces and what's not going to get done if we don't build it into the budget policy.
Where do we get the
And budget
money?
that way.
I mean, it's like, of course we should do
I'm
that.
gonna say the bad word, but, in order to increase our base, we're gonna have to have an override at some point.
John, I agree with you.
We are so, we have scrimped and cut so much.
Yeah,
Some departments have grown, most departments are still where they were years ago. So, are we still able to supply the same services for the same amount of money? Because we're getting the larger amounts are going to schools and things, and we have to be prepared for that. Budget sustainability is a word I'm gonna throw out because several years ago, there was a budget sustainability team put together to look at, and with Prop 2.5, expenses are going up higher than the 2.5% every year, so we're losing ground every year in the budget. So it's kind of like, there's gotta be a stopgap. We have to work at where we are. How do we get to a point where we can invest in building? It's kind of like, I remember one time somebody talked to me and said, we do a good job maintaining our buildings. I said, no, we don't. We, every time we need something major, we have an anonymous donor that comes in and builds us a new, whatever we need, highway department, library, you name it.
yeah.
There was always, and it's kind of like, so the town wasn't taking care of itself. It's kind of like, and so we have to find a way of getting to a point where we can stress that we need these things, and we need to boost to get to a point of,
There's no
at least
question that we need it.
sustainability for a few years. No, don't, because every year it's an override coming. I mean, we still have the one for the police coming this year. We don't know what that's gonna do. If that fails, there's $200,000 that we're gonna have to.
But Dawn, I can honestly say, having looked at things for the past 5 years, the reason is because the reckless financial spending of the people in charge. And I'll say that again and again. We don't have people making the decisions who are paying attention, who are looking at all the factors and making good, sound decisions. Now, let me give you an example of one of them right now, is that recreation thing. So yes, she was able to get a grant for it. Yes, it's recreation. Yes, it's good. But now we're stuck with this money she wants 25 grand for the capital. She got 35 from Mark, and she still hasn't done any fundraising, and she needs extra 5 for the glue. Whoever allowed that, for example, who is allowing these leases for $1 when they're assets that could be? So I don't think that the town should be giving this town an override until we can be sure that the people in charge who are spending the money are doing it not recklessly. Not for their friends, for their family, and reckless. And this Townsend First thing, holy mother of God, gotta go. Gotta go. And that's my piece.
Okay, no, understood. And again, we're trying to keep it around budget policy in there.
But that budget policy.
It is, and those things aren't necessarily written into the budget policy, and there's no checks and balances with it. So, and I was gonna go with free cash and the stabilization funds. It's kind of like, we're only growing the stabilization funds by the interest that we're getting on those funds. And I understand they're limited, but should we be looking at things on an annual basis and saying, before your free cash is, and then again, free cash and paying off snow and ice is one thing. We're not going to be able, in my opinion, it's kind of like, we're not going to be able to sustain paying the snow and ice budget if it continues to grow and be 300,000 a year. That's 300,000. I don't want to put it all in the budget because of the limitations that it puts on you if you don't spend that much. But we need to get higher and closer to it, so that we're only needing 100,000. If we come to a point that we don't have free cash and the snow and ice budget is 300,000, we have a $300,000 gap that we got to fill. It's kind of like, we have.
But there's the
It's
other
got to
thing.
be.
You're gonna have the unions are gonna increase. We got people at 2.5, we got people at 4% automatic. How do you, if 2.5 is the override limit, or not limit, but that's
That's the cap.
the cap.
Yeah.
And you got contracts that were negotiated by the Board of Selectmen at 4%. Holy mother of God, you're never gonna get even and sustain it. It's just not, unless you increase your taxes 4% every year.
Right, and
So it goes back to the people who are doing the decisions.
But going back to your point about grants, when we go for a grant, we need to know, is that grant gonna cover everything?
well,
Or if we apply for a grant, do we have to come up with additional funds? And is it worth
Right,
pursuing a grant? And I don't make those decisions when we go look for a grant, to look at the whole picture and say, okay, we like this grant, but what's it gonna cost us?
That's an excellent point.
In addition, because
Excellent.
because just like the recreation, yeah, they got all that equipment, but it came with substantial amount of money
Well, so did the bike lanes. Now we've got these yellow and green stripes all over town, and they're starting to erode because we're in New England, and because the roads are horrible. And because of that, now, do we have it in the highway department to paint yellow and green? I mean, we can't even get yellow lines on straightaways. So that's a very good
But he's
point.
the grant writer, so.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
if this is sort of the way you started your night,
Um,
if you have a good town administrator, they work with your group, the select board and all the other groups to link all these things together. Part of the issue in this very cracked and unique town is that
That was a struggle.
you had no continuity in leadership. It's been a revolving door. Like, you've had a select board, great, but like, there's nobody who bridges and builds relationships with your unions. Like, I get to start that on Thursday. Like, I have a plan for that. And like, and I'll say it on TV right now, like, it's 2.5%. What more could you possibly ask for?
But that's an excellent question.
But it's,
And I'm just gonna say it over and over again. I've already told them, I go, it's 2.5%. And they're gonna look at me and be like, well, we want 4. I'm gonna say, how can you ask for more? Tell me who you don't want in the room at the next department head meeting. You guys tell me. I literally, I hope they're listening. I'm gonna be like, who do you not want here at the next one?
That's a good point. And I think that you're right. It hasn't been done. The continuity hasn't been there.
Without good leadership, you don't succeed there. So you're gonna
See, now
keep chasing
that's
your
the
tail.
thing, and that is, bingo, yes, you're right. Without good leadership, and we have had leadership that has been family and friends for a very long time here, and that has got to change. It's gotta be for the benefit of the town, not for the family and friends.
Right, yeah, you have 9,000 or so residents.
Yeah, and how
Taxpayers.
many are represented? Like maybe
How many
0.0%.
showed up at that?
No,
Everybody-
I mean, in the
Representative?
decision making, not when they.
I understand that, but even at the town meeting,
Oh,
there's
right,
nothing at this last town meeting that couldn't have been right here up here.
that's right. And then the people that want the agenda and they got up and left. Yeah,
I got up and left because I've been up since
I'm
2 a.m.
just gonna pull it
Back,
back.
sorry,
With
sorry.
one more
Karen's
item
fault.
that we were talking
Wait
about.
the TA.
With the budget policy. I also thought with it, why don't you have a grant acceptance proposal that is signed off, reviewed by finance, that says this is how it's gonna be paid for this year and this is how it's being paid for.
and then we get to look and ask the questions.
Yeah,
It's very good.
I mean,
It's
again,
very good.
it's,
Assign.
Last time,
but
Yeah.
So I applied for 30 grants this year. You guys wanna go through 30 grants worth of paperwork?
Yeah.
with me?
only when they're accepted, when you're gonna accept it and it hits the budget. Or if you think we need to do it before, then,
But
yeah.
then if it's already accepted though, you're already on the hook.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
that
you're already-
additional funds.
Yeah, so you guys wanna be the stopgap on what's applied for?
well,
Yeah.
somewhere along the line.
I wasn't, I was
Basically-
thinking more as,
Just
as,
careful what you wish for. You think the
Yeah.
hiring freeze is exhausting?
Because,
This is
right,
like, I applied for 3 and did 3 presentations last week for close to $1 million worth of grants for culvert replacements.
for what kind of replacement?
Culvert replacements.
Oh,
Highland
okay.
and Bixby, they
Oh,
have
yeah.
a nature-based solution on the backside of the town common for around $1 million. Like, it's dry.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, it's a monotonous process and there's no match required.
So, yeah, so if there's no match to no brainer, the only thing I'm concerned
what
about
about
is a
the-
grant
Right,
that
but
requires
that's-
batches.
matches
Yeah,
and,
but what
and
about
it's gonna
this-
impact the budget.
But what about the main?
Yeah, I don't balance my, general fund. for that.
Yes, the maintenance should be in it, so
Maintenance
don't
will
have
be
the fund.
included.
yes, it's
Can
kind
you
of like,
afford the match?
and those
Yeah.
are the pieces with the maintenance. Do you do it as a reserve fund just for maintenance? Do you do it as a as a,
You're talking about our reserve fund?
no,
Oh,
a separate, you can have multiple reserve funds and you can have multiple stable.
So in other words, we need to have a meeting, a workshop meeting on budget policy alone.
I,
'Cause that seems to be heavy stuff.
it can be, but you know, and this may not be the right time to do it,
Well, no, not probably right now.
not in the middle of budget season, but it's kind of like,
Well, we could have a whole meeting on just going through the budget policy, the whatever part of the charter has the budget in the bylaw or whatever, and
Yeah.
just review it all.
yeah, budget
And do a work
policy.
session
I like that idea.
and
Okay.
review all of the budget stuff.
I think that's a very good idea. Well, So where are we at with the real budget?
I'll send you an updated version tomorrow, because
We have another one?
I changed the TA number from 180 to 170. As was recommended.
Oh, boy, I can hear this from.
So then that 10,000 can move to the reserve finance
We
committee.
can have 10,000 back. No, we have to.
That's not the TA proposed version, but.
No.
I know, we
There's a
sent you the
difference in
spend
TA.
down, you haven't, I sent you the averages since 2020. You haven't gone over $40,000 ever. The most you ever spent was $32,000. I literally just sent it to you.
You know something in the 40s.
They haven't,
From a couple of years
they haven't
ago.
applied them, but we voted them.
I'm looking at it right
Oh.
now, but that's up to you
So-
guys for how you manage your bookkeeping with the accountant.
Is that expended or is that asked for?
Yeah, in 2021, you were $35,380. That's the most expensive year you've had.
That
Was
was,
the ceiling
that was
falling in?
applied, but the accountant was not applying it. We had approved 46. It's kind of like, but the accountant didn't apply it.
Oh,
It's kind of like, so I think that
so
And then-
35.
That's a budget policy. So this is
that's,
gonna be kind of harsh, but that's on you
Yeah.
to make sure you account it the right way.
Yeah,
That's not the fund's fault.
no, it's not the fund's fault. It's kind of like, but that's what was approved, and we would only approve up to $4,000 more. We would not have gone over the 50,000. It's.
But you only had 40 that year.
Yeah.
I literally sent you the entire,
Okay, I'll go back and look at it,
He
but
said not be the place.
but we can put the 10,000 somewhere else.
we can put, there's plenty of
There's
places.
lots of
to go.
spot,
I haven't
like
seen,
the roof.
I haven't seen warrant
I mean-
articles yet,
I'm not looking
because
to
I
spend
think-
it, I'm looking at that reserve fund of ours as a emergency fund that has not been accounted for in other places. The roof is not an emergency, even unless it falls in on somebody.
It just moved. It kinda falls in.
I agree with me.
I enjoyed my leak. It was great. Got a fresh shower. Kind of smells like nice mold up there. It's great.
I
They
mean, mold is good
painted
for
the
you.
walls for me. It just kind of smells like paint and mold blended together.
The living creatures,
you got my power washer.
but it's something that can be planned for.
I agree.
The boiler blows up. Cannot be planned for, especially if the boiler is 3 years old.
Oh, you mean because you'll see the roof leaking and eventually.
You know there's a
Oh,
problem.
Okay.
But if you have a roof that's good for 20 years, then you have to plan on in 20 years, you're gonna have to.
It's
replace
kind
it.
of,
Yeah,
sort of,
Yeah.
that's
20-year roof will last 30 to 40 years, but none of besides that, you still have to plan.
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 And that's the thing, planning.
planning for it. I mean.
So there's a
last time
difference
we
between an
were-
emergency happening
I see.
and something that needs to be planned for, okay?
That's why if they would do a side a year,
A phased approach.
Yeah, phase approach.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
brilliant.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing. We have to,
see, when I paint my house, well, the inside of my house now, but I don't paint the whole thing at once, I paint it a room at a time, you know, this,
I did a wall at a time, but yeah.
yeah.
I painted all front of the house last year for some silly reason. Oh, the new bloody door.
Oh, the door looks great.
The
okay,
front door had to be replaced.
Beautiful.
we'll,
Disgusting. I won't sit in near it.
so,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's kind of like.
Yeah, budget
The last
policy,
couple of
I
things,
like
the
that.
budget policy, use of the reserve fund, they came around here, we sort of incorporated them in there, so there's more to be done, but, so as far as that goes, are we
Are we
looking?
done?
We could be done, are we gonna meet next?
No,
We're
I,
not meeting Thursday.
We're not meeting Thursday, that I sent out to everybody,
Right.
it's kind of.
well, I didn't get that far. I haven't been able to look at it since the
Well, Thursday.
Saturday. I think Saturday morning was the last chance I had to look at the
Taking Thursday off.
big picture. That's a good thing to do.
Or two, we're not going to, so the question is, do we do next Tuesday?
Tuesday, yes.
Yes.
Or 7?
Is that what it is, was,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
4/7.
April 7th.
Okay. Would you be able to pick a night that's not a Tuesday in the future so I can sit down and do like a budget presentation again with you guys?
We were planning on Tuesdays and Thursdays from now till,
Okay.
so Thursday.
That's not a Tuesday.
Thursday the 9th, I am not here.
Okay.
So maybe the following Thursday after?
Well, that's on you then.
That is on me.
Because it was just thrown out.
Who gave you the time off?
You know,
No,
8
nobody
days
yet.
away.
Nobody's giving me the time off yet.
So it's Thursday, April what? Not
April-
12th.
That'd be 16.
That would be
Saturday was my mother-in-law's birthday and
Are we gonna meet on
I
the
had
9th
to
also?
double manure all day.
We can,
Okay.
but if we don't have the budget yet, maybe it makes sense
I'll
not.
send you an updated version of the budget tomorrow morning with recap.
Okay, and then we can look at it and if we have.
And if we have questions,
We
We can
either-
prepare it.
we'll put them on the.
So we'll
on
do
the
Tuesday and
16th.
Thursday next
Right.
week.
If everybody's good with that,
Alright.
it's kind of like, yep,
So-
And then the following Thursday, we're gonna meet with Karen for the
Yep.
budget.
right. We also have Tuesday, or I have to double check and see what we have for dates in Zoom and see if it cleared out. There were a couple of dates that were conflicts, so I'll have to go back and double check.
On our Tuesdays and Thursdays, someone else took them?
Republican committee, there was somebody else there. It's kind of like, but I mean, we
We
always
can
have,
go somewhere else. can't
we can go to,
The Great Hall,
the Great Hall, yeah. We can
For the
go-
water department, they'll,
Yeah, they'd have to be there.
or do they, okay.
I
Jerry
think the
will be back.
last
She
year.
could let us in.
Yeah, Jerry, Jerry's the commissioner until the election anyway.
Hmm.
She could probably let us in.
We'll see, I'll send her an email.
Where's the water department?
Harbor Trade,
Harbor, and you go to the harbor, take a right on Southwell Road, and then you pass Deluxe, and the first left. after
Harbor
the
Trade.
Any
right-
turn when you go from here to the harbor?
Right, take a right.
Take
There's a right across the whatever that thing is.
how about across Emory? Go down South Road Road, South Harbor Road.
These are names, they aren't, okay,
Okay,
my father had the same problem. You go down to the first oak, turn left.
It's New
okay,
England.
do you know where Seaver Road is?
No, just
Right
do
in the
it.
corner.
From here, I go
No, Sam, put it into your phone.
Yes.
Carpool.
Put it into your
Yeah,
phone.
I'll pick you.
take the horse, I've trained him when I go.
Well, where is it?
We'll lay down some.
What's the name of the road?
It's
Harbor Trace.
Harbor Trace.
R.
Okay, we can do that after, it's kind of
Harbor
like, so we'll continue, we have our
No.
dates on Harbor 9.
Trace.
So basically plan on Tuesdays and.
I think plan on
Thursdays, and you'll let
Tuesdays and
us know.
Thursdays and then we'll, yeah, if we have something that we don't have.
Through a.
Townsend,
Yeah.
Harbor Trace Road.
For the budget, if we're able to like ratify it on the 16th or the subsequent Thursday after that, I was hoping to throw myself completely under the bus and like have an open mic night up here one of the nights and just tell people, I'll feed you cookies and water. Come here and poke me and
Mhm.
throw gasoline at me as much as you want for any questions.
I prefer diesel with burning.
You know,
Before
or-
the meeting?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the website. I'm gonna put it
That
on
might be
Facebook
interesting.
because it's how I do it in my town. And I rather people air out their grievances before they get to town meeting.
Right, yep,
So, and how are you gonna get the people to come, like, through?
Bribery, pizza,
Uh,
things of that. I haven't really crossed that bridge yet, but I'm gonna
Okay,
find a way to, and I would encourage groups and boards to say,
absolutely.
let's send a member or let's pick on Kieran because I'd rather you do it here than at town meeting floor and spend
Hours.
hours. 'Cause it's just, not that it's silly, but like, why not ask the question in advance?
Right.
If you get the info and if you like it, and then re-ask if you really feel compelled to.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
Like, that's
So
just how,
Cindy Lord, she should come, because she asks questions. She's a question
Oh, yeah,
person.
yeah, she does.
Cindy, you're a question person, so you'll have to come. I'm a question person.
yeah.
I
I'd rather
wouldn't-
you ask.
I wouldn't miss a chance to give Kieran a hard time.
Yeah, You know, like, I mean, I think it also helps people if I can get TCAM to record it, then I can put it up online.
Right.
Cross my fingers there, but, maybe a Wednesday night or Wednesday.
Yeah,
night.
that's a
think
great
that's a-
idea. Let's do
I
that.
think that's a good idea and have it, it'd be nice if they could show it as it happens to the public.
Streaming, guess who can stream?
That's right.
keep it live. Well, hey,
Right?
that's,
I haven't got the foggiest how to.
Yeah, I don't know
train
about
it.
TCAM. I know like Cindy does her live
She's a
stream.
streamer.
But for me, it's just, and again, if you guys are on boards, like if you feel as though you haven't been heard as a resident, fire away.
mhm.
Yeah, see, I like that idea.
Okay.
You may not always like the answers, but.
No, I
Fire away.
always like the answers at all, but
What day would that be? Any ideas?
I'll be doing it. Thinking of the select board, it's Tuesday night.
Okay,
It'll be every Tuesday for select board and you guys up until I think probably the town meeting.
so it can't,
Mhm.
so
Won't be
can't
the
be
election.
the 16th if you're gonna meet with us.
I think the 23rd.
The 23rd,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that, way he can take any input from us and maybe.
But I'm likely asking for you guys to say the budget's done as of this.
Tuesday.
I'd be asking FinCom to say the budget's
I
done
think it's.
from your side
Mhm.
on the 16th.
Right,
Okay.
so that,
So I gotta
Well,
present.
you're only a few days away from the town meeting.
definitely
so it has
have
to be
it fresh
done.
in their mind.
But I'm gonna present it to the select board on the 7th, get the final, iterations of it there,
right.
and then just be done with it.
Mhm.
Like, and get it on the website, let people ask questions. Like Don was super helpful when he's like, hey, you missed 75K. Tell me if I missed something, like I'd rather, let's try to work together and ask questions and learn about it and go from there.
I like that idea a lot, Dawn.
Okay, good.
And I think we should encourage people that we know to come to it.
Yep, dunk tank.
Okay. I've done it before, it doesn't matter to me. I'll do some push-ups before I get,
You know what?
take off my shirt.
That was good. I saw-
It's more informal, like he's talking about, it would encourage more people to ask questions.
It
Because
makes,
people don't like to get up and talk in front of them.
right,
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like not the most popular.
or submit them. Can we do something online where,
I'd rather people show up, cause.
yeah, no, but
Of course.
if you don't wanna speak, submit it and we'll answer it that night. It's
Yeah.
kinda like-
Oh, you mean to write it out?
To write it out, it's kind of like, it just is a thought, it's kind of like, just because, you're right, some people don't like, to speak. I don't like to speak, but,
Well,
Right.
some people think there are stupid questions when there are.
and
no-
it really.
You don't have stupid questions.
Not only stupid questions,
That,
one you don't have.
that fear takes over their communication.
Right, it's kind of, that's,
Yeah.
yep, that's,
So, all right.
Yeah, think about the question. that-
After years of giving
Right.
presentation, I don't mind making a fool of
right,
myself.
or,
They have to,
Practice.
sub- they come to the meeting and submit. the
Yeah, it
questions.
can't be
yeah,
random.
yeah, drop in a bucket, kind of like, and just pull, after somebody hasn't, you can pick one from a.
Better yet, pick on somebody, say, how do you like?
You want me to cold call?
Yeah.
Nobody likes to be cold called.
That's even.
I had that in grad school. Nobody wins in that scenario. But, so I think that would be,
Good idea.
it would just be, again, like we do, we call it cookies and milk in
Mm,
Dunstable.
Mhm.
So come have cookies and milk and ask questions, fire away. Ask anything.
That's what I used to do, they had to give a bad briefing to the colonels at work that they didn't want to hear. I've always been for basket of cookies, I said,
Cookies and milk, yeah.
it's sweetened up before I tell you the bad news.
It's supposed to be a way to get ahead of town meeting.
Yeah.
Guys, I watched last year's town meeting and the one after that, and the one after that. I'm like, how do we avoid,
That was
you know,
ridiculous.
Oh, last year?
Mm.
Yeah.
let's
It
try
was
to be ahead of
it was
things
a
rather
tough
than
year.
behind things.
Oh, wow, this year is tad better, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ted.
Well, I mean, we didn't have any meetings.
right,
Well, last year we had that awful override,
Yeah,
then nobody knew what it was for.
Because it wouldn't tell us.
Yeah.
So somebody knew who it was for.
Right.
oh,
But they
the
would,
budget, that wasn't a budget. that
Yeah,
was
the no
passed.
budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to tell you this one thing, just so you know. So last year, FinCom worked very, very hard to have an alternative budget. I'm sure you heard this too.
I watched it too, yeah.
Oh, you watched it. So we had this budget going and we called it the peach budget.
Mhm.
And it's almost exactly what you presented, almost. So how is it that they're all over you and saying yes, and they wouldn't even let us present it?
because we are recommending more than our, and that was a little bit of an overstep, but we were trying to provide the input and we weren't having it, so we took a parallel path rather than
Love that parallel path. That's good. Love.
it's kind of.
I wanna bridge them together all under.
it's
Right,
kind of
We're
like-
going 65 miles an hour, straight ahead.
That's slow.
So very different.
The limit.
No, the minimum
I
is
have.
one.
Except
Except at nighttime, certain times, then I'll drop it to
Okay,
5 to 10.
then. We,
You want somebody to make
Especially
a
on
motion?
19 easy.
I think it's time.
No, actually, I should say Easter Groton, but
Return.
then it gets
I make
really
a
nice.
motion that we adjourn this meeting
at 8:27 PM.
at 8:27 PM.
Second,
And we have a second. All in favor?
Aye, whatever it was, I love it.
Meeting is adjourned
oh,
at 8:27.
we have
Thank
our
you.
work cut out for us, man.
Yeah.